of the morning, while the city sleeps, an uncommon band of heroes unites to fight the forces of evil.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
With Op.
I want to be known as notorious.
No.
Ack.
Everyone is always in my way.
Oh, you really are deluded.
And B-Cup.
Kind of fat-breasted and awful.
And surrounded by dullards.
Ben looks like poorly spliced film.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Whenever Steve yawns, it looks like the back of the Batmobile and it accelerates.
Pocketosis.
Eric, you're not going to cry.
Shut up.
And armed with superhuman powers.
He pulls his pants down and just starts leaking into someone's garbage can.
That's rule one.
How about if he gives you the old chin tap with his helmet?
That's all right with me.
They are living among us, average citizens, average heroes, quietly and anonymously continuing to make the world a better place.
Controversial talkers Opie and Anthony.
We are just dicks.
You better just sit back and watch.
Yeah. Wait, what?
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
You need to shut the fuck up.
You use your tongue prettier than a $20 whore.
You like Huey Lewis on the news?
Don't just stare at it. Eat it.
Torture! That's torture!
Don't fall for that old guy.
You're a filthy whore!
Excuse me while I whip this out.
You're a kid toucher!
Hey, I should have stayed home and played with myself.
Gentlemen, please rest your sphincters.
Stay out the bushes! Stay out the bushes!
That's gonna leave a bruise.
Poor people tend to live in clusters.
Good morning and welcome to the Opie and Anthony program.
Let's do it!
All right, we're gonna do it.
Okay, terrific.
Okay, terrific. Yes.
It's in the boat.
It's your pals Opie, Anthony, and little Jimmy Norton.
That boy, egg.
Getting ready to broadcast.
That's right.
Across America, thanks to XM Satellite Radio.
Thank you.
Growing in leaps and bounds every day. Every day. Every day
is.
I read email from brand new listeners.
Brand new listeners.
They have no fucking idea what they've missed over the years.
Yeah, like, I've been listening for a week. A week. And I think back what we did 2 weeks ago. A month.
Mm-hmm.
3 months, 6 months. All that stuff. Just they forgot.
They have
They have no clue.
If you want to catch up a little bit, there is a website called oavirus.com that has a lot of the old stuff. A lot of all the great stuff. If you just go there and listen, we don't even have to do the show anymore. We just hang out and reap the benefits.
It's like the show in rerun.
Yeah.
You know, like you could still turn on, Seinfeld, Raymond, any of those sitcoms. They're not doing them anymore, but they do fine.
They do fine.
Yeah, people tune in every night.
And they walk the streets and like, I just saw you on TV yesterday. And that guy didn't even do TV.
Still getting credit for stuff they did 15 years ago.
Hasn't done TV in 10 years.
Right.
But people look and said, I saw you yesterday on
was
ER.
hysterical. Yeah, on ER.
And the person's like, huh? What?
What?
What did I? What?
What?
Who? What? Where?
We could do that.
That's our goal.
That is our goal. That is our goal. When I was looking at houses, I'm looking around saying, where could I put the closed-circuit TV? I looked at one house that had a really nice master bathroom off the master bedroom, big tub, and I'm thinking, I could put a screen there. I could kind of hook up an ISDN line and do the show right from my bathtub. Who needs to know? I wouldn't put a camera in there for you. You could put a still picture of me, like a screensaver up there.
But
and I'll just talk.
But we'd have to see you live.
No.
So we could sync up.
No. Why bother?
It's the only reason we're still in the studio together, let's face it.
Oh, stop. It'd be perfect to just do this from home. There are a couple of jocks that do that, aren't there? A few of them around the country that just do it.
Yeah, Kevin and Bean in L.A., they do it.
I know Rush Limbaugh doesn't do his show from New York. He likes to make it sound like he does the show from New York City, but he does it from his house down in Florida.
Yeah.
And that's it. You're just in your house doing your show.
And then the classic one is Imus. When he's at his ranch, the rest of the guys are in New York.
Yeah.
So he's doing it as well.
And he sits around in real cowboy attire.
Dude, we should do that one day just for the hell of it, to see how it would sound. That would be hilarious.
From home?
Yeah.
Well, that would be hard to set up, though.
It would be funny.
You'd have to set up all kinds of lines and everything. That'd be rough. And then if it worked, it would be a big problem because you would never get me out of that. Then I would never leave.
Right.
I would never leave my house. It would be fantastic. The ultimate goal. You could hack my legs off and my arms.
This job forces
my torso. You. I don't need anything else.
This job forces you to go outside. You know that. Okay. All right.
I go out on the weekends occasionally.
What's up, Jimmy?
I hope.
Oh, he's having his yogurt.
I see that. We got lots to do,
Tasty.
but right off the bat, Anthony was making a great point as we were walking into the studio about the Pope.
Yeah, the stupid Pope is in the news.
We're now calling him the stupid Pope?
He's the stupid Pope. Pope Stupid the Fifth. He's, again, you get a new Pope in there, and you would like to think maybe there'll be some new thinking and...
I got to interrupt. You know how this show works. I'm sorry, Anthony.
Of course.
Listen to this question. Chris in Memphis. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey.
Hi.
Anthony.
Yes, Chris from Memphis.
How are you this morning, my friend?
I'm great. I have a little cold, but why complain?
I hope
we'll listen.
You feel better.
Thank you.
But the question I have for you, why don't you just build new construction instead of trying to buy an existing house?
Yeah.
Of course, someone from Memphis would ask that question.
What'll it cost to build a brand new house in Memphis?
Well, depending how big, how many square feet do you want?
I want a lot of square footage. Big fucking house.
Like 3,500?
Yeah, sure.
On how much land?
3,500. I want 3 acres.
3 acres, 3,500 square feet. You're probably talking...
I want a bigger house, though, not 3,500.
I don't know, probably around between 200 and 275.
Yeah, there you go.
But, I mean, it can be done. I mean, why don't you look up towards, like, Newburgh or White Plains, somewhere
Yeah, I'll live up there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Chris, the point is there's not much land left up in these
Well,
parts.
I know that. I used to live in Harrisburg.
Oh, okay.
So.
No, I don't want to move up there. I kind of like being, when there's no traffic, 20 minutes away from the station. And I kind of like Long Island, you know. But try to buy land in, like, Great Neck or the North Shore of Long Island. There's houses on it already that go for millions of dollars. So it's like you buy that, and then you got to knock down the multi-million-dollar house and build another one. Sorry. I don't have that kind of money.
Well, hey, let me ask you, is Jimmy in today?
Yes, sir.
Of course he is.
He doesn't talk till 7:30. Jimmy doesn't like talking until 7:30.
Don't make a fucking maniac out
Let
of me.
him just sit there and eat his yogurt and read the paper and then sip his Starbucks.
Hey, Jimmy, I got a question.
You're going to throw us all off by talking to Jimmy this early. This is not how the show goes.
I'm sorry. Hey, man, I work nights. I'm all thrown off myself.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Chris.
But Jimmy, I'm surprised when you and Ant had that big debate about the gravity and what caused the gravity.
Yeah.
That you did not know the truth because Dr. Kaku, he even said himself, I watched one of his programs, or I don't know if I heard or watched it, about how the best way to describe gravity is think of space as a fabric. And the planets as balls on the fabric, and the bigger and denser the ball, the more the fabric bends around that ball.
Ooh.
So therefore, you're going to be pulled more towards that ball.
Well, Dr. Kaku lives in my building. I don't TiVo everything he does, and
I
was probably watching something else that involved people you think are girls at first. So
I know you're probably watching anal romance.
Yeah, Jimmy's examples of gravity is a big log leaving a girl's ass. and watching it fall on his chest. It's a perfect example.
Yeah, but if you think of
He's like a disgusting Isaac Newton.
Yeah, but seriously, think of the fabric of
Sir
space,
Isaac
and that's
Newton.
why black holes have nothing can escape a black hole because there's all this
shut
mass.
up.
And then,
It's too early for that.
Yeah, we know Memphis.
Yeah, but
All right.
sir,
I couldn't even
technically-
sit through this during sixth period when it was in the middle of the afternoon.
I
Shut
love
up.
science, and I'm like going crazy with this guy this
Dude,
early in the morning.
black
Well,
holes are
gentlemen-
just the absence of all life.
Dude, you're listening to a show that likes dick jokes. So you're killing everybody today.
I'm sorry, I
Not
apologize.
this
But
early.
you guys have a great day.
Oh, shut up.
Thank you, Memphis.
Call back, sir. I have some more questions I'd like to discuss about light and space-time.
Nick from cringehumor.net.
Hey, Nick.
Hello.
A fine website.
Hi, Nick.
What's up, Nick?
Hi. I'm just throwing myself under the bus here, but I'm a 17-year-old lad, and I just saw The Shining for the first time.
Oh, how'd you like it?
It was a terrific movie. And
Did you instant
just wanna
message me
say-
last night, sir?
Hello.
Are you the one that instant messaged me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to say it makes the show a million times funnier.
Yes,
When
it is
was in the
mandatory.
bathroom.
It is mandatory watching for this program.
These guys forced me to watch The Shining again because it's been a while. And, yeah, it brought me right back into the game.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, well, after you watch it, you hear things on the show like I'm not supposed to, and little things. You like ice cream, Doc? You know, things like that don't mean anything to somebody who hasn't seen the movie.
Cook.
And, yeah, that whole scene with...
Grady in the bathroom is the best.
Yes. Oh, I was howling. Everyone thought I was fucking insane.
Corrected.
Corrected.
He's the best.
All right, Nick.
And I want to tell everyone, if you could go over the recommended viewing list, I want to go to Blockbuster and pick up some films.
Okay.
Yes, recommended viewing list is available, I think, on Found Your Music.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Yeah,
it's
you
up
go there and see all the movies that you should watch before
Well,
listening to this
they tell
program.
me I got to let you go, so...
Very funny,
All
Nick.
right. Pugsley from PA, what's up?
Hey guys, brand new listener to the show about a week and a half now. Hey, that guy
Hold on.
Andrew
We can-
yesterday,
Hold on, Pugsley.
Hold on, sir.
Hold on, Pugsley. We have to recover from that.
You've only been listening a week and a half?
I just got the radio.
You know how much hard work we have put into this program?
Hey, what do you want from me? I just got the radio.
Week and a
Just want me to fucking late Father's Day
A
gift.
week and a
What do
half?
you
That
want
means
from
you
me?
haven't even heard Anthony mispronounce finger yet.
Finger.
How's he talking?
Finger.
You haven't heard me work on boot and put.
Oh.
Dude.
Well, I used to listen to you on NEW, but I never heard you in like maybe 4 or 5 years.
Pugsley. Pugsley,
What?
what is Monster Rain?
Monster Rain?
Yeah.
No fucking clue.
Oh.
What is Monster?
Oh, now you can't get into it now.
This is why
yeah.
the hardcore listeners have got to shut the fuck up and let us program our channel.
Right.
Because they get so pissed off. Why are they playing this again?
Do
Why
it
are they
again?
doing that? Why are they retelling this story again? Why? Because there's
you
brand new
guys try
people
to-
out there every day.
It's not all about you, ass.
And we're trying to bring everyone on board.
Right.
That's the only way this is going to work.
In the middle of the night on the replay, and I drive through like real dark interstates out in the Poconos. I almost crashed my car into tears and shit. I'm laughing so hard at night.
All right.
That's fucking great. You guys being uncensored and stuff is the best. It's a breath of fresh air. It's the best thing for fucking radio.
Thank you, Pugsley. Stick around to hear what Monster Rain's all about.
I'm sure it's going to be fucking funny.
All right, right on. Thanks, Pugsley.
Hey, and that guy Andrew, that guy's a fucking keeper.
Yeah, he's Radio Gold. We're going to try to figure out what to do with
Hey,
him.
you got to ride that fucking pony to the bank. But I keep away from children and shit, you know.
Well, it's...
All right,
Love
guys,
that.
I'm punching out.
All right.
A lot of people chiming in saying they just recently saw The Shining. It was like watching a comedy, absolutely hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
This other guy said, my wife thought I was nuts when I started laughing my ass off as Nicholson went nuts and started going after Wendy with the bat. Yeah, it's not really a comedy scene, but now you just laugh your ass off.
After hearing all the lines on this show over and
Over and over 20,000
again.
times.
Now you go watch the movie and
Love it.
It makes it
Love that movie.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
makes it very funny.
I was laughing yesterday at all the Platoon references from yesterday's program with Colin.
Mm-hmm.
Very funny. Some very funny Platoon references. Another must-watch movie.
Is that on the? That is on the viewing list, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
As is Godfather,
Yep.
Monster-in-Law, Full Metal Jacket, films of that ilk.
Anyway, Andrew's going to be in tomorrow, I guess, to do the news for us.
Great.
We're trying to figure out what that boy's all about.
Top story.
On the instant replay, it was so much fun to listen to him.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. So anyway, the Pope. Getting back
Yeah.
to the Pope finally, yes.
The Pope, you'd like to think maybe a new Pope is in there. There's going to be some new ideas, something. He's coming out against the Harry Potter books. Coming out against the Harry Potter book. Can we get something that's relevant? Can we get a Pope that maybe touches on issues that are a little more relevant to people than the goddamn Harry Potter book? It's just, you get a new guy in there. You're hoping maybe for something different. Maybe a Pope that's going to be a little more relevant. A lot of people listen to this guy and maybe speak out against these goddamn Muslims, things like that. You just get nothing. How about something more important than a goddamn Harry Potter book?
He thinks the book is going to influence these young minds before their Christian minds develop.
Yeah, and they'll get into devil worship and witchcraft. It's,
That's not what he meant. What he meant was because that Harry Potter has such a body on him, he was like, that's why all the priests are committing these acts.
Well, now that makes sense.
Looking this tempting with glasses.
That's true.
Maybe
want to rip them off.
Maybe you should read the Harry Potter books to come up with a spell to calm down the priests.
Yeah. Stop it. Stop raping your flock.
Jesus.
How about that? How about you speak out about that? But no, it's a Harry Potter book. How many people are really affected by the Harry Potter books that the Pope's got to speak out on it?
I know 37.
Really? 37?
37 individuals, huh?
Harry Potter books.
Little Harry Potter.
It's entertainment, and it's a nice book for the kids, and they love the movies. End of story. Shut up.
Clip of the day on ABC News. I just saw it. The Marlin being brought into the boat, actually jumping into the boat and spearing a guy in the face. Fish 1, fisherman 0.
Yeah, he went down hard.
Good.
Oh.
He's going to be all right, though.
Too bad. That's what you get when you stick a hook in a living thing's mouth just to look at it and hold it up. You should get a spear in your face.
Huge fish.
All right, let's say hi to Ada. Ada?
What?
Yeah.
Hey, Ada, Boston, what's up?
Not much. How you guys
Who's
doing
tapping?
this morning?
Hi.
What?
Hello?
Oh, it's Opie, of course. Anytime there's any noises in the studio, it's Opie. Yes, we're listening.
You can
Yes,
pick that up?
I just wanted to say, first of all, I love you guys. I've been listening to you since...
We don't care!
Ooh.
But I saw the assault on the media last night on Channel 7 in Boston.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we're about to
was
talk about
awesome.
that. Good old,
It was awesome.
Good old Dan Housley.
He was so, like, taken aback. He was like,
Do I have the
It was
audio of
great.
that? I do, right? Good
It
old,
was excellent.
yeah, good old Dan Housley. We go back a little ways with that guy. When we got fired from Boston, he ambushed us as we were leaving our office, or whatever you want to call it, the radio station.
At AAF.
We left our office space and to get the elevator down to the ground floor, and he comes running out of the lunchroom with an entire news crew.
Yeah.
Camera rolling, bright lights.
Anything you want to say to the mayor? Shut up.
Serves him right, you know?
Leave.
He ambushed us, and we looked really stupid on TV that day.
Totally stupid.
So it was kind of fun to see that we got him back a little bit last night.
It was excellent. So just wanted to call and let you know. Have a great day, guys. Punching out.
Thank you.
This
Bye-bye.
guy that pulled the assault on the media is just classic.
Yeah, we might have a new leader, Anthony.
I think we do.
Let me explain. The assault on the media. Basically, we're getting Opie and Anthony signs, WOW signs, spread the virus signs, but mostly make sure you say Opie and Anthony and XM Satellite Radio on live TV. You know, we have no respect whatsoever for reporters. None whatsoever.
No, the news industry it's not news anymore. It's an entertainment show that they protect themselves under this like blanket of journalism. But it's such bullshit. We prove it on this show on a daily basis that these people are just full of themselves. It's not about informing the public. It's about getting the ratings, entertaining, sensationalizing things, scaring people. So screw them. We're using them as to advertise our program now.
That's right.
Screw it.
So we have this contest going, the Assault on the Media contest. Every month we're going to have fine prizes for everybody. For the month of July, I guess we're talking about a MiFi and a day in the studio with the program, basically. Yeah. And Buffalo Paul, I guess, officially is in the lead.
Really?
Officially, he's the leader until today, so we got to figure this out right now.
I got to give it to this guy. I like Paul and all, but this guy really went above and beyond.
Well, Buffalo Paul pulled off a perfect assault on the media. Perfect. He was wearing an Opie and Anthony Spread the Virus T-shirt. Had a great Opie and Anthony sign, one of the ones with our cartoon faces on it.
Yep.
Stood there the entire live shot and got major exposure for the show. Well, this dude in Boston last night, unbelievable. First of all, he has no shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that people are starting to get creative with these. Because this is what's going to make you stand out as far as winning, the contest every month.
Not just a sign.
So Dan Housley's doing a report about who cares? Lighters, I guess.
Lighters.
The guy comes running out. He's topless. Well, basically he has the WOW stickers covering up his boobies. His man boobs.
He put 2 WOW stickers over his man boobs. And he actually said Opie and Anthony.
Right.
And he's got his shirt. He pulled his shirt over his head, but it's still on his arms, so you can see his entire the front of his body. But his arms look like he's wearing wings. Looks like he's got wings, and he's flapping his arms around, saying Opie and Anthony, with these WOW stickers on his boobies.
And then he threw off Dan Housley big time. And then he runs out of the shot, and then comes running back in at the end of it.
Yeah, for another Opie and Anthony.
We got the audio here. I think it comes out that he's yelling Opie and Anthony.
Listen to Dan get all tripped up.
In Salem to explain. Dan?
Well, these were the cigarette lighters that were being sold at this convenience store here. They may not work great in the wind, but for $5, what else you get at them is a knife like this. And they got a sharp reaction from a North Shore mother who knows a thing or two about hidden weapons.
And they cut him off. Opie and Anthony, woohoo!
The video's even better, obviously. You can go to opieandanthony.com. I guess Steve has put up an official poll, because now it's between Buffalo Paul and this new kid from Boston.
We're leaving it to listeners?
Yeah, well, we'll see what the poll says.
We'll take the poll into consideration when we make a decision. I think we should make the decision.
I guess we're all in agreement that the Boston guy is a little better because,
he kind of was a little more active, a little more animated.
Right.
Tripped up the reporter a little. Kind of was slurring his words there. Had a little problem.
Showed that awful body of his.
Yeah. That's ballsy.
Early results, Anthony. Let's see. Stephen in Salem, Mass., 7 votes. We just started the poll, so calm down, everybody. And Buffalo Paul has 2 votes, and I'm sure both votes are from Buffalo Paul. knowing a little bit about him. He's going to be very upset that he loses this, possibly.
And how great is it to the reporter was saying the knife? He goes, and it got a sharp reaction. You deserve to have your thing ruined.
Of course he does.
We have the guy that did the assault on the media in Boston on the line. Steve?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Is this really you?
It is definitely me. I'll tell you, listen, when I said woo-hoo,
yeah,
3 goons were coming out of the trailer. And I'm like, oh, shit, I got that look on my face if you look at the video real close. And I'm like, I'm assessing the situation, and I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, I'm not doing anything wrong here.
Yeah.
So that's when I ran back and got another shot.
Yeah, there's nothing they could do to you guys. You do realize that. There's nothing, especially if you don't touch the reporter. Yep. There's nothing they could do to you.
No, and I have to give credit, too, to another guy that was spotting me, and I'm having a brain cramp right now, but I'm sure we'll figure it all out later on.
Okay.
He was spotting me. I was on the cell phone. We timed it just perfectly.
Yeah, it
man.
was.
I tell you, I've been on this adrenaline all fucking morning long.
What, you been on what, bro? A what?
Yeah, adrenaline rush.
Oh, there you
go. Adrenaline. The video's hilarious, and I now see that you're looking off to the side, because when we were watching the video this morning, Anthony and I and Jimmy were thinking, why didn't he stay in the shot? But it's obvious because you thought these guys were going to chase you.
Yeah, he looks over to the side and runs out of frame.
Yeah, and I after the whole thing, he shuts the camera off, and he comes up to me and he says, hey, dude, I want to talk to you for a minute. So I go up to him, and he says, so listen, he asked me, where do I work? And I says, what do you mean, where do I work? I don't work for the Opie and Anthony show, if that's what you're asking. I'm just doing this by myself. And I says, no, where do you work so I can fucking go over there and act like a fucking retard myself?
All right. You should have told him.
And I turned around and said, listen, Arthur Chien, I'm like, I didn't swear. Why do you have to swear? And I just casually got on my motorcycle and just drove off.
Bravo.
Where do you work?
We got under their skin.
Good.
Bravo.
I don't work in the parking lot of a 7-Eleven.
Yeah. It got a sharp reaction. What a douche that reporter is. Good for you, man. Great job.
Yeah, it was an
Thank you,
awesome
Jimmy.
job. I think you might be in the lead for the MiFi and a day in the studio with us.
That would be great, man. I'll tell you something, too. It's like, not just the MiFi, but, I know Keith the Cop did this motorcycle run, and I'm a motorcycle advocate myself, and I'd love to get something going in the Boston area.
Well, yeah, we're going to try to do, some more of those things, so
It
we'll
was a
see.
big success yesterday.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, I think, I don't know, early results, you're in the lead as far as the Assault on the Media contest for July. But we
Great, guys. Hey, listen, punching out.
All right, but we still have, 2 weeks left, huh? All right, Steve, thank you.
Yep, bye.
About 2 weeks left in the contest, and I'm sure there'll be a couple more before the month is over, Anthony.
Yes.
Very, very good. Here's the audio one more time. Listen to Dan Housley kind of just lose it.
Yeah.
In Salem to explain. Dan?
Well, these were the cigarette lighters that were being sold at this convenience store here. They may not work great in the wind, but for $5, what else you get at them is a knife like this. And they got a sharp reaction from a North Shore mother who knows a thing or two about hidden weapons.
A sharp reaction.
Anthony. I hear the woohoo as he's looking off like, uh-oh.
I better run.
It's the noise you make as you're leaving a weird situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Whoa, whoa. That's great.
That's classic. Bravo to Steve in Boston. It's looking like he's going to be the leader as far as the contest goes. Matt in Jersey, what's up?
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey,
I
Matt.
got a question about the contest.
Yeah.
Does it have to be television, or can you get the name on the radio?
Well, the radio thing, Howard did that for many years, and I don't know. I think that's kind of played out, unless you get really creative with it.
It's assault on the media, so I guess it would be involved. But, yeah, it would have to be really good to be better than a visual.
Opie and Anthony XM spread the virus.
There you go. That's a good one.
I think our thing is doing it on the tube there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's
Well,
got
I
to be
just got
visual.
one on your show.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Very good.
we understand.
Watch out!
All right. Pete in Virginia. What's up, Pete?
Yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that the fear is back on the media.
What happened?
CNN today had a little teaser about the Sharks.
Yes, shark attack.
Unbelievable. You guys are like fortune tellers. It was crazy.
I told you we'll be back on the Sharks.
Another
I couldn't
shark
believe it.
attack.
She might as well have said, it was 3,000 feet from the bombings. Anyway, well, I'll let you guys know, and I'm punching out. Take care.
All right, thank you, buddy. Thanks.
It was in Texas. A girl and her sister were swimming off the coast of Texas somewhere.
Oh, I keep forgetting that there's a part of Texas that's near water.
The Gulf.
Yeah.
The Gulf.
Gulf
they were
of Mexico.
Frolicking. They were frolicking in the water, in waist-deep water, and a shark came up about 5 feet long and bit the girl in the ankle. Tore a lot of skin away and some ligament, and left teeth actually in her ankle.
Nice. Well, she can make a nice little necklace.
There you go.
How shallow is that water if she's traipsing around and a shark just nips her ankle?
I know.
What a faggot shark. It leaves teeth in a girl's leg.
Yeah.
Want a little taste. And if you're in water that's not even up to your knees and a shark is biting you and you, I don't know, maybe you deserve to get bitten at that point.
It's just little girls frolicking in the water.
Come on, though.
She's trying to escape by going for deeper water and hiding. Dumb kid.
Let's go to Brian in Virginia, the home of Ron
Hey, guys,
Fez.
what's going on?
What's up, Brian?
Hey, I was on the way, riding the metro yesterday on the way to work, and a news crew came up to me, asked me some questions about how to feel safe since the bombings and everything. And I work at the Pentagon. They can see my badge and all. And they said, hey, do you mind if we ask you some questions? No problem. They come up, camera goes on. And I said, yeah, I'm an avid rider of the Metro Rail. My friend Jimmy Norton and I listen to O&A all the way down. No problems here. Punching out, guys.
Well, did it get through?
No, because they were taping.
No, it was
tape.
feet.
Oops, we played it. Darn.
I actually got a really good assault on the media. One time I actually emailed Opie and Anthony on big letters to a reporter, and I said, hold this up behind yourself. I appreciate the sentiment, sir, but it's hard to pull off.
You gotta I hate the whole Pat Battle thing you guys do, but they're showing Pat Battle on the beach. This was another assault on the media that happened about a month ago. She was doing the shark attack, right?
Yep.
And one of our fine listeners got a great assault on the media behind her. Well, someone has recreated that with Don Imus.
Did a little animation.
Watch, Don Imus coming from from afar into the shot with a big Opie and Anthony sign.
You notice he's wearing one of those oldie time bathing suits?
Yeah.
Like from the 20s?
But he still has his fag bandana
and his
around
cowboy
his neck.
hat.
And his cowboy hat on. God, that is funny. Where's that? On Photoshop? Yeah. Oh, of course, Cigars and Scotch. Doing a great job once again.
Why do you hate Pat Battle, Opie?
Huh? I can't stand the Pat Battle of the
hate
sexes.
the player.
We love Pat Battle.
Battle of the bands.
Sexy.
Let's go to Jay in New York. Jay, what's up?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Hey.
First
Hi.
time, long time.
Welcome to the program.
I'm just kidding. Hey,
Are you a ditto head? What? Ugh.
What?
I don't know. Go ahead.
What?
Exactly. That's the reaction you were supposed to have.
Jon Stewart the other night did the assault on the media, or not assault on the media. Exactly what you guys are doing? Why the fearmongers they are?
Oh, pointing out that the media is a bunch of fearmongers. Yeah.
Oh, he's like, why are we afraid? And then he did the exact same thing. He had like 5 clips, just like you guys do. Are we in danger? Like the same exact thing. It was hilarious. I couldn't believe it.
Well, we know.
I wasn't sure if he did that before you guys or what. I don't know.
Who? Tell him, Fred. We did that first.
We did that first. Honestly, I do know this. We have a lot of fans at Comedy Central, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, if they get the idea. It's not like, we're breaking any new ground pointing this out,
No, it's pretty obvious,
Yeah, Michael Moore did a thing on it and Bowling for Columbine.
Yeah,
had a lot to do with the media
people
here.
did it. It's so obvious that, we're pointing it out. And we're retarded.
All right. Jay Roach from Ireland. What? Are you really calling from Ireland?
No, I just came in town from Ireland. And my friend's been turning me on to your show. They sent me some CDs on the interweb, on the internet. Hello?
Yeah. Don't you go anywhere.
They call it the interweb?
The interweb.
I call it the interweb.
Where? You just came in from Ireland?
I came in last night to see a heavy metal band, Iowa.
Where are you from, though? New York?
No, I'm staying in New York right now. I'm in Manhattan, East Village.
But where are you from? You're not from Ireland.
I'm from Ireland, Dublin, Ireland.
No, you don't have an accent.
Don't have an accent?
No, you don't have an Irish accent.
That's where I'm from.
You're not from Ireland.
What am I pulling your fucking leg?
Why wouldn't you?
I've been at a show all night screaming my ass off.
Why wouldn't you have an Irish accent, sir, if you're from Ireland?
What are you saying?
Now, save your breath and cool your parts. Hey, look, so it's a heck of 2 roof lights. The Stylish House frame furniture. And the Scotter cushions with matching shark cover.
Yeah.
Right. It's a terrible parcel to the party with the blue bags.
See?
Is that Brad Pitt?
Are you telling me I'm pulling your fucking leg?
Yeah, I am. You have no...
Why the fuck would I be pulling your leg?
I don't know. You have no Irish accent, dude. You would... Anyone that's from Ireland has an Irish accent.
Why would I be pulling your leg?
I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
I think this guy's from Ireland.
No, he's not.
I think there's a bunch of different dialects over there, and this guy has one of the...
You guys have the fucking Tom Cruise shit on, fucking talking about the science shit. I came here to listen to this shit nice on the radio.
Who's the Prime Minister of Ireland?
The Prime Minister of Ireland? My cock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Jay. Thank you. Thanks for listening, I guess?
Yeah. Thank you
for
listening.
What do you mean, thanks for listening?
What do you mean?
All right.
He's confused.
What are you, don't know when the joke's over, guy?
Is he trying to be a new character on
I think
the
he was
show?
a new wacky character.
Maybe we do this bit from time to time. Maybe today you could try out to be a new wacky character on the Opie and Anthony show.
Oh, we've done that before, haven't we? People call up and try to get a new character on.
Well, we're always looking for that new radio gold.
Andrew was a big hit yesterday.
We found Andrew. So maybe we should open the phones today and see if there's a new character out there.
All right.
Just waiting to be discovered.
That was Jay, the not Irish guy from Ireland.
Yeah, see how it works?
I don't think it worked. I think he's more like what Jimmy said.
Do we want
doesn't know the joke's over guy.
Do we want to be taking calls from, Jay from Ireland every day?
Yeah.
Would you like to hear that, or would you like to hear more of...
Should people call up, though, and say what their character is, or should we try to figure it out by what they're saying?
I guess we could do it both ways,
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out as it goes, like everything else around here.
Can't wait.
All right. Why don't we take our first break, Anthony?
Uh-huh.
We got lots to do today. Stupid Hillary Clinton. I hate these politicians. Every single fucking one of them.
Another one with an important issue
that's
relevant to so many people.
That's why I don't get excited when we talk politics on the show, because I think it's all fucking Bravo Sierra. Or maybe I
Why'd you say fucking and then Bravo
because
Sierra?
I just like saying Bravo Sierra.
Bravo Sierra. That's a lot of Bravo Sierra.
Mr. Falcon. And she's jumping on the GTA bandwagon.
Yeah.
Ugh. These stupid politicians.
Did Hillary happen
with their fake issues. Ugh.
Yeah, this is one of those phony issues that makes it look like they're working, and it takes no effort, and there's no controversy, because you're really not going to get many people coming out for this.
This is the next thing we're going to start. This is the next thing we're going to start exploiting. By the way.
Yeah.
Politicians and their fake issues.
Fake issues that don't affect 99.9% of the people.
But get so much media attention.
Get all the press.
So we got that on the way. Well, the news tease we're going to just save for the news tease segment, guys. All right? And then we got, the French accent thing. Yeah, because it's Bastille Day.
Bastille Day. Great. What is Bastille
I hear we
Day?
got Frenchie coming in today. It's an action-packed show.
Oof. Yuck.
Okay.
What is Bastille Day? Is that the day they opened up the prisons? What is that?
Well, we got a guy from France on the phone already. Ray? Ray?
Yeah, Craig.
Oh,
what?
Craig.
Craig.
You're from France?
Yeah, I'm from France, yeah. Well, you don't blame me?
So, did you just fly in?
Yeah, I just last night, man. I just got in.
But you're not.
Yeah, I'm down there in Tennessee right now. I flew in.
Yeah, and you're born and raised in France?
Yeah, France.
All right, it's French guy.
That's hilarious. That's what one reason why I love doing this show, the listeners have a great sense of humor.
Oh, you thought I was Frenchy. I get it.
All right.
Very good, Ray. Or Craig, whatever your name is.
Right. All right.
See you, man.
Very good. Let's say hi to a new character. Oh. This guy wants to try out to be a new character on the Opie and Anthony show.
It's going to be good.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, this is Jackie. Oh, I mean Johnny the Joke Man. Yeah, I haven't been working for a while, so maybe I can come in. Oh.
Johnny the Joke Man.
Yeah, I used to work in radio. I haven't been working for a while, so I wanted to come on and try something else. Hey, can you guys get a big black woman so I can make fun of niggers and not worry about the consequences?
That is awful.
I kind of like Johnny the Joke Man, Anthony.
Yeah.
He's a
Maybe
racist.
I can work for a wop like you. I already work for a kike.
He's Johnny the Racist Joke Man.
You know what? I think I need a new contract. I'm not going to be coming in for a little while. Take it easy, guys.
All right, bye. There's Johnny the Joke Man trying out to be a new character on the Opie and Anthony show.
Bastille Day. National holiday in France. It's very much like Independence Day here in the United States because it's a celebration of the beginning of a new form of government. At one time in France, kings and queens ruled. Many people were very angry with the decisions made by the kings and queens. The Bastille was a prison in France that the kings and queens often used to lock up people that didn't agree with their decisions. To many, it was a symbol of all bad things done by the kings and queens. So on July 14th, 1789, a large number of French citizens gathered together and stormed the Bastille. And freeing them, the beginning of the French Revolution. There you go. That's what Bastille Day is.
I thought Bastille Day was the first day the French military learned to walk backwards.
Anthony? We're broadcasting all over the world now. Let's say hi to Scott. He's calling from Japan. He's Japanese. Yes, Scott.
Hey, what's up, shit dicks?
What's up, Scott?
You're Japanese, sir.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Very, very proud heritage that I come from.
Where in Japan were you born, sir?
I I was born in Okinawa, but I just came over I flew in last night to Tennessee.
Yeah, you're in Tennessee now.
I'm in the States right now.
Yeah. I guess you're doing business?
Yeah, I'm doing a little business.
Is it hard adapting to our culture here?
Not as bad as some people would think. It's not too bad. It's a lot like the Japanese culture. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah. Well, you speak English very well.
Well, I practice. I done graduated 6th grade, so I had a pretty good grasp of the English language.
It's nice to get a lot of people from all over the world that are listening. It's surprising.
That's very nice.
I just want to call in and kind of check in.
All right, thank you, Scott.
Scott from Japan.
Scott from Japan. Bye. All right. New character wants to try out for the Opie and Anthony show. Right. Yes. Who's this?
It's Insane Cab Driver. Nuts. I fought for this country. I'll kick all of your asses.
It's Insane Cab Driver.
Yeah. Come on, I'll fight Big Cab anyone.
You're wild.
Dude, I'm going to jail, but I can call every once a day.
You pay your taxes?
Oh, no? Yes, I mean yes. I pay my taxes.
All right. That's a great character. Insane Cab Driver.
I like it.
What? You need a ride? We'll do crack and fuck man.
All right, there he goes. Insane Cab Driver, Anthony.
That's a great new character.
Yeah, a lot of people want to try out to be the new character on the Opie and Anthony show. Let's say hi to Pete and Phil. Hey, Pete.
Yeah, what is Norton doing on the show? For God's sakes, he's a drain. God almighty.
I'm gonna guess that your new character. What is your new character?
No, why is Norton on the show?
Oh,
for God's sake.
Your new character is Opie Anthony Ben.
Dude, I'm punching out those.
His new character, he wants to be the guy that just calls and complains about Norton.
Complains about Norton guy.
I got it. All right. Well, we got Wolfgang. He's calling from Dallas, Anthony.
Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, we're broadcasting all over the country now.
Yes, we are.
And in other countries as well. So let's say how to Wolfgang from Dallas. Yes, Wolfgang.
Hello, boys. How are you doing? This is Wolfgang from Dallas. I hate the fucking Frenchman. I was trying to be a new character on the show, and I was just curious if I might fit the bill.
Born and raised in Dallas, Texas, huh?
Well, yeah, a little bit. By way of Berlin.
Well, Wolfgang is blowing that bit.
Yeah.
We got Chuck Voss from Moscow.
Chuck Voss
calling from
Moscow. Good evening, man. How are you?
Good. Chuck Voss from Moscow. Where I didn't know we were broadcasting in Moscow.
I guess we are.
All right. What's up, Chuck Voss?
Vodka and listen to Opie and Anthony.
Yeah. What's going
on?
Very
good.
He's got nothing, by the way.
Do you have anything, Chuck Voss?
No, but wow.
You thought the name itself would get a big hoot, did
right.
you? You relied too heavily on the name, sir.
I'm sorry.
You're relied too heavily on the name of the character guy.
I come from communism.
Yes.
All right, there it is, Chuck Voss. I thought that had potential, but he had nothing.
I did too.
All right, and with that, we'll be back.
It's on! The winning man cranking it all, right, needed a head, needed a run, hammer, well done with it.
Yeah. Which, what?
What?
Where?
Sure, what?
Who?
Splat.
We have problems.
Shake it up, shake it, oh, shake it, oh.
Know what I liked during the replay yesterday was the segment with your brother Joe there, Ant?
Yeah.
With the cover bands.
Cover bands.
I'm reminded because of the Guns N' Roses playing here.
That was funny.
With the bad Guns N' Roses cover band.
Yeah, the singer.
Well, we heard some great ones yesterday.
Singer. Yeah, the Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young one was unbelievable.
And the other one, the French-Canadian band that does Nirvana. And they don't speak English.
And the Rush.
That was really impressive.
The Rush tribute, I was listening to that yesterday on the replay, too, and unbelievable.
Do we have that disc from yesterday?
Some people really got that shit down. And some, like the best ones to play, obviously, are the ones that are really, really good or really, really bad.
Right.
Like the mediocre ones are kind of like, eh.
Well, Brother Joe nailed it yesterday because we've been trying to do, something with these cover bands, and, he brought in some great samples.
Yeah.
Which one did you like again?
The Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young was to a T.
Yeah, where is that one?
And that's one that's like, you got to have 4-part harmonies going on.
God, your brother's writing is horrendous.
Yeah, well.
I think it's track 1, but I can't even tell.
You think?
Look.
Yeah, CSNY.
Yeah, but why would that mean track 1?
Because it's the first one written?
Yeah, but everything else is numbered.
Really?
Yeah, everything else it says.
Oh.
Everything else it says 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know.
And there's no number 1?
This is a cover band.
Yeah.
On the water, very free and easy. You know the way it's supposed to be. Silver people on the shoreline, let us be. Talking about very free and easy.
Yeah, that's something.
Isn't that amazing? Eventually, we're going to do a cover band contest or a cover band concert. I don't know. We're trying to figure it out.
That's what we're working on.
I think we're going to do it with J&R Music here in New York City.
Tribute bands.
Sometime in September, it's starting to look like.
Yeah.
So we're asking for the cover bands to send their stuff in. Mm-hmm. Also, this was another one that stood out yesterday. Although the Rush stood out big time. Maybe we should play a little Tom Sawyer. And the AC/DC.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to redo this whole bit.
No.
You'll hear it over the weekend when we replay all the shows from the week.
But if you have a tribute band,
right?
Not just a band that plays all kinds of covers, but we want tribute bands. You're a tribute to one band,
right?
Send your shit in, man.
All right, this is the French Canadians. I just want to hear this again. A quick sample of them doing Nirvana, even though they don't speak English. Listen to this.
That does pretty good. It's a little too fast, though. Like, it's sped up a little bit.
But musically, they're right on, and
The guy's voice is pretty good. He's got that curt tone to it.
You think it was the real person?
You think it was the real person?
I'd like to hear
See how a girl could fall for a guy like that?
I'd like to hear another song from those guys. Maybe Joe could bring one in. And this came in overnight really fast. Brand new one. Purple Rain. They're out of Las Vegas.
Let's hope they do Prince.
And, yeah, of course, a Prince tribute band. Here's Let's Go Crazy. Quick sample. Oh, shit.
Excellent.
Huh?
I think there should be in.
This is the 2-minute intro.
We are gathered here today to get through this thing called life.
Already they're awful.
Electric wildlife that been traveling that's a mighty long time. And I'm here to tell you, there's something else. The afterworld. It's a world of never-ending happiness. You can always see the sun. Day or night.
Anytime I hear this coming on the radio, boink, I can't hit the button quick enough. I hate Prince.
I like Prince. I don't like the song.
I hate Prince.
You don't like Purple Rain?
Never liked Prince. Anything Prince has put out. Never liked it.
When Doves Cry?
Hate it.
Don't ever get married.
Shut up. Oh, God. I cannot switch the station quickly enough.
Little doves, they cry sometimes. Doves get scared. I relate to that.
How about Little Red Corvette?
Hate it.
No?
Hate it. Raspberry Beret.
I like
Stop
that.
it.
Purple Rain.
Raspberry Beret. This is inspiration from a fucking crayon box.
What
Enough.
What about we're going to party like it's 1999?
Whoa.
That's right.
Wasn't that great on New Year's Eve when it finally was 1999?
And now it's party like it's 2009.
Yeah.
2001, 9. Every 10 years it's good.
And then that was his big moment to finally like sing that song, and he refused to sing it or something.
Yeah, he's so cool.
Like he put out 1999 back in what, the 80s? So everyone was kind of counting down until 1999, when the song would be huge.
Yeah.
And then I think MTV or somebody tried to make a deal with him, and he's like, I don't want to sing that song.
No.
It's like, but it's we've been.
Yeah, we've been waiting. When did the song come out?
I would guess 84,
84,
85,
something
maybe
like that. And then, you wait all those years. It's finally 1999, New Year's Eve. You're gonna party like it.
83.
And what happened? Nothing.
That was your big moment.
You saved. You wrote the goddamn song.
Right. Look, all Prince did is bang 11s. You gotta respect that.
Stop.
All he did was bang.
Not
the
bad for a
hottest
midget.
Chicks on her. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He's a little fella with high boots and a purple coat, and he banged 11s.
Ben, what's the story? Because you know a lot about music.
Yeah, where does he do
Of course
coke?
you do. Who does he do it with?
With you, Jim.
He didn't sing, right?
No, he did that last tour. He did all his hits. But
I mean,
Boss is lost.
When they really wanted him to do it back in 1999, for some reason he said,
no, he didn't do it.
it.
Well, he was going to do Fenway, but they
Yeah, relax there, Jim.
Sign of the Times is a good song. You only Sign
of the Times is a great song.
No, I don't like
you
any
probably never
Prince
heard that
songs.
one. That's why.
Yeah, you probably don't know it.
I probably don't, and I
Probably
probably
too
don't
busy
even care.
bad mouthing your country or listening to Mick Jagger music. I'll bet.
I do not like Prince. I like the SNL skit, the Prince show. That's funny.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Did you ever see the movie with him? What's
Which
it called?
one?
Purple Rain.
Well, and then there was another one too.
Clarence Williams III was his father.
That was another
he
one.
shoots himself in the head. Don't ever
Really?
get married. Oh, he was great.
Yeah.
Clarence Williams. Yeah, a good bullet to the head.
Guys, we got a bunch of people on the lines. They want to try out to be a new character on the Opie and Anthony Show. We found a new one yesterday, Andrew, and I see he's already a star on the message boards. They're photoshopping him like crazy. Someone's saying he looks a lot like Paul Bearer, the old WWE
Oh, remember
guy.
Paul Bearer?
He was like the Undertaker's like right-hand man.
Yes.
So they're photoshopping his face with Paul Bearer.
They also have him next to the guy from Goonies.
Sloth.
From
Oh my
Goonies.
God! Yeah, there's a little sloth to him. Can we get the because there's new listeners every day. Can we get the Andrew phone call from yesterday, just to keep everyone up to speed?
Paul Bearer's real identity exposed on the cover of the Weekly World News. They photoshopped that. Very funny.
Quick question here. That we're doing it right now, but did we play that thing that we heard on break?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do that in a second too. We got so much to do, Jimmy.
Busy, Opie.
We're just so busy. I'm not used to having stuff to go
Chock
to
full of fun
on a radio program. Let's see. This is all it takes. Yesterday we're getting ready for the WOW motorcycle ride, which was a huge success. We'll get into that a little later when Keith the Cop calls.
Yeah.
Over 100 bikes went down to Philly. I'm hearing about 125 bikes and other people following, and then they all had fun at Club Risque. We just did it for the hell of it. Eventually we're going to start organizing real events that are much more involved. But that was a cool, quick hit, and I want to thank Keith the Cop and the gang for helping us out.
Sugar Double D from New Hampshire. I can't blow my nose. Tell Anthony to blow his nose.
We're just making believe that he doesn't have a cold, guys.
It's you ever have a cold where you blow your nose, nothing comes out because it's in your head?
Yeah.
Like all that snot is in my head. It won't come out. I'm sorry. I apologize for my nasal, whiny voice today.
But this is all it takes to be a new character on the Opie and Anthony program. We're getting ready for the WOW motorcycle ride yesterday. Danny takes it upon himself to go down there and record some of the fans out on the sidewalk. Just walks up to this guy to say, hey, are you excited about today or whatever?
And gets this
and he gets this piece of gold, and now we're obsessed with this guy. Yeah. Listen to this. This is real. I thought it was a guy at first trying to do like an Ozzy Osbourne impression or something.
Yeah.
And then you realize, oh, my God. Listen.
So, you going on the ride today?
Actually, I just came down here to take some photos of everybody and to post on whackbag.com.
How come you're not going on the ride?
I didn't plan it.
Well, go down. It's not too late. Tag along.
I don't know who I could, tag along or not, but I'm just hanging out.
I love the I don't know. Well, I didn't plan on.
And a new character has been discovered. It got a lot better, obviously, when he came upstairs and hung
I was
with
so
us.
afraid when he came up that he was going to get on mic and be like, "Hey guys, how you doing?"
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it was even better. Yeah.
All right, well, here we go. Other people want to try out to be new characters on the Opie and Anthony show.
Whackbag has produced Ricky and him.
Yeah.
How do I ever get mad at people on that site?
I know.
That's what the problem is.
Good job.
There are some just kooks posting on that fucking site.
John,
you're arguing with him, you know?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Arguing with a man who goes...
John from Utah.
Yeah.
What's up? You want to be a new character on the Opie and Anthony show?
Yeah, I'm the guy that likes toast.
Oh, you're the guy that calls from time to time and just says, "I like toast."
Well, give us your catchphrase.
Yeah.
I like toast.
Cool, I see bumper stickers.
That guy is a perfect character because he's I like toast guy, and he's got the catchphrase, which is so important.
Yeah.
And it's really hard being a trucker and liking toast because I got to cook it on the engine.
and I would guess sitting on crumbs all day because it's probably very crummy.
No, never eat on the seat.
Ah, that's another catchphrase, and it rhymes. Never eat on the seat.
That's right.
I like toast guy.
All right.
And I like the fact that you're always positive, and when you drop your toast, it falls butter side up.
No, sadly, no.
All right, thank you. It's the
Sadly,
I
no.
like toast guy. My brother's working on a design for a official I like toast T-shirt as we
great.
speak. Tom and Philly, what's up?
I'm going to be wearing one on my show. I like toast, too.
Hey, Tom.
Well, I invented toast.
Tell him, Fred.
Tom,
Hey, I'm the new female who's here to bring everything down. You guys are having too much fun. Now, come on, guys. Now, let's bring this to an end here. I don't like all these shenanigans. Now it's news and weather at the top of the hour.
Hey, annoying chick that ruins everything on a show guy.
Exactly.
Every broad on the radio it should be called.
You can read it, because I don't think anyone's using that name anymore.
All right, very nice. We got another guy who wants to try out to be a new character on the show. It's Gaga Gooey.
Hey, Boff. I don't have big teeth, Boff. I just have big loads.
Oh, Gaga Gooey.
It's Gaga Gooey, Gaga Gooey.
Uh-oh.
Our big loads.
You know what's
Get in your
great?
face.
I love
Like
this
my
character because I could see people calling up news stations during a crisis and just yelling out Gaga Gooey.
Gaga Gooey, Gaga Gooey.
See, I see that happening. What a great new character.
All right, Gaga Gooey, I like it.
All right, peace out.
Gaga.
All right, we got Hoo Hoo Fred checking in. Hoo Hoo Fred, what's up?
Hoo Hoo Fred?
He's not going to say shit.
Come on, tell him, Fred.
Hoo Hoo Fred. Oh, I get it. And the guy actually called to do this character.
He called to do this.
Like, we could have done this. His new character is Hoo Hoo Fred, where he doesn't say anything.
Come on, tell him, Fred.
Come on, Hoo Hoo Fred, say something.
Tell him.
Tell him, Fred.
This is a good bit, guys. This is a great bit.
All right, thank you, Hoo Hoo Fred.
He broke character.
Yeah, he did. Let's say hi to Joe in PA. Joe?
Good morning. Good morning, boys. Iron Sheik calling. I just come to your country from Tehran, Iran, greatest city in the world. Want to be character on your show?
Is this Iron Sheik guy?
Yes, sir. I love Opie and Anthony show.
Hey,
Best
Iron
show
Sheik
in the
guy.
world.
Where did you win the championship?
WWF championship. I am the champion. Iron Sheik.
Where did you win it?
WWF.
He didn't listen to the bit, Opie.
All right, thank you, sir.
I'm rejecting his character.
Oh, you don't like Iron Sheik guy?
His lack of information. He should have known it was Madison Square Garden, in greatest city in the world.
I just got distracted because I took a peek at the TV.
What'd you say?
The Today Show. They got Al Roker in a glass box with scorpions on his face.
Ooh.
Doing like a Fear Factor thing.
I wanted to. We get that tape, Derek? That tape?
What an idiot.
Here's the original Iron Sheik. Give me just one sample.
Chumpwin.
This is the real Iron Sheik guy. Here we go. Go ahead.
This is Iron Sheik, the World Wrestling Federation champion. Pleasure for me to the Anthony and Opium, and pleasure to come here. I want to say hello to all my wrestling fans and hello to all people, to the wrestling, and pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to be here.
There's the real Iron Sheik.
Opium, and Anthony Shaw, Iron Sheik, WWF champion.
Play the really long one going into break when we break again. All right, here's Bad Cell Phone Guy, Ira from Long Island. Ira.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Dude, something wrong with my...
Oh, that's good.
But
Bad Cell Phone Guy. I kind of like this character.
I like Bad Cell Phone Guy as a new character on the show.
How come Bad Cell Phone Guy character is good, but Bad Cell Phone isn't good?
Right. When you know it's a character, it's
I
kind
don't know. I guess it must with those... well, I got out.
Thank you, Ira.
I think he wanted to punch out.
I think so, but he had a bad cell phone, Opie.
Lester from Alabama. What's up, Lester?
I just think the Opie and Anthony show is just one of the best shows for AM/FM radio.
I don't know what his character is supposed to be.
What's your character supposed to be, sir?
My name is Gomer Pyle, and I just wanted to call in the Opie and
Why does
Anthony
Gomer
show.
Pyle sound like Barney Fife? That's not a bad Barney Fife.
Yeah, it should have been Barney Fife, Lester.
It's not Barney Fife.
All right, there he goes. All right, you want to hear the Caddyshack thing?
Yes, it was actually...
Oh, that's why you wanted to hear it.
It was
Yes.
Well, once you...
Funny's one way to put it.
Yeah, it's true.
How else would you put it? Well made.
Well, let me explain. I'll set it up this way.
yeah.
When we go to break, all of a sudden, we'll regroup here in the studio and see what we want to go to next or whatever. And
we'll pre-listen to some stuff.
Yeah, Chemistry sent in a Caddyshack TV edit. We're doing this whole TV edit thing.
Uh-huh.
So we didn't get to hear it, so I'm like, should we play this Caddyshack TV edit from Chemistry? Now pick it up from there, Jimmy.
We listened to it. We found it very good.
Yeah.
And we were all agreeing that it was good, and Eric was walking out of the studio, and he gave his opinion on it, which I think that you should give to the listeners because...
Eric, what did you say?
And don't
when
lie.
You heard
I'm not. I said, yeah, it's cute.
No, you didn't. You said it's pretty cute.
Pretty cute.
It's pretty cute. Like, he was very enthusiastic about it. It's like, yeah, I listened to it. It's pretty cute.
It's pretty cute.
Pretty cute.
Ugh. We don't use the word cute on this show.
Well, it's pretty cute.
We don't use the word cute or fabulous.
Unless we're staring into a 16-year-old snatch.
Right.
That's cute. That's pretty cute, I would say.
And it's also fabulous.
But a bit is pretty cute?
It's pretty cute.
It's pretty cute.
And when Eric walked out, I said, oh, that was a naked moment for
yes,
Eric.
Exactly. That was his little covering came off.
He certainly did.
That he has to put on every day before he comes in this studio to play a part.
That's right.
The part of somebody that actually is like everyone else here in the studio. But we saw a little bit of the curtain slipped away, and the word cute came out.
It's pretty cute.
And I think that's the type of person Eric is when he's out, not here in the studio.
Walks around his apartment probably with little PJs and some teddy bear slippers.
Yeah.
Eric's a mo.
Watching Lifetime Channel and saying, I like this movie, it's cute.
Rifling through, like, magazines that feature non-pornographic nudes of children where he'll look at their little hairless dingles and go, that's pretty cute.
Dingle.
All right.
Little naked moment for Eric.
Boy, did that bug me.
Oh, cute.
I've never wanted to actually bite another man's shapeless neck before. But I really, if he didn't walk out, I would have just latched onto him like a dog and wrapped my legs around his waist and bit his neck while Ben laughed and talked about something irrelevant.
We are a bunch of kooks. We really are.
I'd be biting his neck, and stupid Ben would run in and go, hey, Frenchie, best unit.
Shut up. We are a collection of kooks around here. The shit that goes on.
Yeah, we do all have our distinct little personalities that each other just hates.
Oh, do we? Okay, so here's the Caddyshack thing from Chemistry. TV edit, you know, how they have to clean up the dialogue for TV.
I wish this was longer.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it has potential. That's what's scaring me.
Yeah.
You know how the listeners run with some of these things. He took the Caddyshack movie, a famous scene, whatever, and he took the Pat Battle obsession and put the two together.
That's what I like about it. It's not just an edit for bad language or anything. He's adding in something we enjoy.
It's easy to grin when your Pat Battleship comes in and you've got the stock market beat. But the man worthwhile is the man who can smile when his shorts are too tight in the seat.
Okay, Pat Battle.
Do the honors.
That was very funny. Only 2 Pat Battle references in the whole speech, and it's funny.
It's pretty cute, actually.
It's good. He didn't overdo it.
That is pretty cute.
Once again, bravo, Chemistry.
Good job.
Thank you.
That over-the-top laugh is so great. God, was he great in that.
What an ass he was.
Oh, it's
a perfect way to
see you on the dock, Senator. As he looks, they're wearing the same suit, and he gets all embarrassed.
All right. What are you showing Anthony there, Danny?
In response to the Caddyshack remix, let's see. Message board. Very cute.
That's why Eric said it was cute, because he probably read someone else saying it first already.
Someone's going to get in trouble for handing me this, because it just has nothing to do with anything.
Wait,
and
guys.
It was just completely distracting and really is nothing.
What's it
Look
say?
at what's highlighted. I'm trying to figure it out, really.
What's highlighted?
In response to Caddyshack remix yesterday, just Big Ass Member wrote, very cute.
I see. So wait a minute.
So you're trying to say Eric doesn't have a brain?
That he ripped that off? Tell him, Fred.
Tell him, Fred.
I was using very cute in my post, Robin.
We should also point out how everyone hates everyone else around here.
Oh, I know. Everyone just hates everybody.
No, he run in here. He already had it highlighted just to snitch. Look, he read the word cute. He didn't mess it up.
He read it off a message board. Look, I printed it out, highlighted it, and handed it right in during the middle of a break.
Apparently, before Big Ass Member, it was precious as a button and snuggly as a button. Wow.
All right, we got a couple more people that want to try out to be new characters on the Opie and Anthony program.
Don't even open the door. Just slink out under it, stupid.
They're holding up a sign in the other room to Danny. Just walk away.
I'm a fucking rat. It's a fucking rat.
Yes.
Family kids are the rats.
This is for Danny today.
Why did you try to... You brought that great character yesterday. Why do you follow it with that? He's all overeager. Look, I'll just pile on the goodness.
Yeah.
One day you're a star, and the next day you're shit.
You're a piece of shit.
You're a goat.
Danny was the one who discovered pretty much Andrew, and now today he's looking a little silly.
All right,
highlighting message board cuteness.
A hero yesterday, and today all of us collectively want you dead.
All right, we got a couple more people that want to try out to be new characters on the Opie and Anthony program.
I
Anthony.
love this.
Let's go to Maverick from whackbag.com. Maverick?
Punching out.
He's just punching out guy. What a great new character.
Oh, that's great.
Another guy wants to try out to be a new character. It's Colin Quinn. Colin.
Hey, ladies, let me see those tatas, Kari. This is Colin Quinn, and here's my rendition of Madonna Like a Virgin. Like a virgin, stuck for the very first time.
He's doing old school Colin.
He wants to be Colin Quinn guy.
I want to be
from
Colin
Remote
Quinn
Control.
From Remote Control.
Yeah, I
Punch
got
it out, guys.
All right, there you go. Steve on Long Island wants to try out to be a new character on the show. Steve?
Hey, I'm nervous, unprepared caller guy. Did you, shit, I'm punching in. I mean out.
Going. Nervous, unprepared caller guy.
Doug from Toledo. He wants to be a new character on the show. Doug?
Hey, it's Liddy. Not Doug, it's Liddy. But the boss is going to be playing at Cleveland at the 23rd.
He wants to be... He had potential. His character is plug whore guy, but
he couldn't do it right.
But he failed miserably.
Oh, you stink.
One more before we move on here.
You're ruin the bit guy.
Let's go to Nate in Boston. What's up, Nate?
Hey, good morning, Opie.
Hey, what's up, Nate?
Good morning, Anthony.
Hi.
Hey, Nate.
Hey, Jim Norton, how you doing?
Wink.
All right.
Hey, yeah, this is my first time calling. I just want to say I love your show.
Thanks, Nate.
I am guy that doesn't get to the fucking point and wastes everybody's time.
Doesn't get to the point guy.
That could be my favorite character on the show, by the way.
We talk to a lot of them
Sometimes
every day.
that is very, very frustrating. All right. Speaking of the TV editing, we're also taking Opie and Anthony bits and trying to clean them up for TV and for maybe commercial radio.
You know, it's a dream, Opie.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe commercial radio will hear our show and want to take us on, but we're a little dirty. We're a little blue. A little salty, our language, a little salty. And why not just clean it up like they do with movies?
Yeah.
Movies seem to be, people seem to watch them on TBS and
still
the
enjoy 'em.
WB and stuff like that, and they enjoy. Why can't we do that with this program?
Right.
Cover up our salty language in the same way they do these movies. Throw in stupid words for curse words.
Fake curses.
With fake curses, bad copies of the voice that originally did it. Bad studio ambient sounds. Yeah, it works in the movies. Why can't it work for us?
All right, so we got 2 more today, by the way.
2 more?
From Steve, and who else helped Steve out on these?
Who?
Nathaniel? Than?
Yeah.
I think he likes to be called Than.
Than?
I'm starting to call him Than.
I can't do that.
I wouldn't at gunpoint.
No, I cannot do the Than thing.
You know, my nickname is absolutely horrendous.
What is
I
it?
hate it.
Baby cock?
Opie.
Baby.
Oh. I've been Opie since 12 fucking years old.
Yeah.
And now that I'm an older gentleman, I fucking hate it.
Opie's
But I think Than is even worse.
Than.
Than's a nickname shortened from Nathaniel.
Yeah, but
Than is like a nickname you give like an Asian fella. He's not Asian. Like Than.
Look, because it's a part of his name. Like my nickname is Carrier.
Yeah.
But like that's not taken from my name. Opie is
Yeah.
not taken from your name. Hawk is not taken from his name.
No. Than. Got a guy down there in the sewer, not Birnbaum. He don't spell it Than.
I guess my parents just wanted to be different, and it stuck. So.
Yeah.
Do you like being
Than
called
is
Than?
an Asian name, by the way.
Yes.
It sounds very Asian.
You're like 6'4" and white.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that notion was funny enough to write stand-up about it.
Yes, I've seen your act, and that is very funny.
It's very funny, and the rest of the country got to hear that one day. Remember?
Lucky them.
That was a big day for you.
Lucky them.
All right. Did you help Steve with these?
Yeah.
These edits.
The fake swear brainstorming sessions are quite fun.
Yeah. I could picture these two just in the studio all alone, late at night here at the studio. Putting in some late hours, are you?
No.
No, not at all.
No, I'll never
it's
do
still
that.
before noon when you leave.
Dude, you know, I used to vision this place like the reality is Anthony and I and little Jimmy. What did I do?
Nothing. I just think it's cool that when you vision a place, I think it's important to see it like that. No, I think it's great that you vision a place.
Sorry.
No, why? I think it's great. We both just thought that was impressive.
Well, I have this vision.
Yes.
Thank you. Of this place, actually. What's wrong with that?
You said I used to vision this place.
Instead of envision.
Oh, okay. Basically, here's the deal. We leave right at 11.
Yeah, jot that one down.
Yeah, they jotted it down.
Of course they did. Finger.
Bombs and flubs, part 2 on the way. All right. I picture this place. How's that?
Oh.
Thank you. We leave at 11:15.
Yeah.
And I picture this place just a work environment, people running around like busy bees and like the ants trying to build a little anthill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to think at 11:10 when we leave, someone goes downstairs, make sure the coast is clear, and everyone clears
You
out.
think they all just look? Are they here? Are they here?
There was a time I really thought that these guys were staying to 5, 6 at night, helping us prepare for the show. Now I'm suspicious.
No, we stay late. I mean,
I'm thinking they might clear out by 11:20.
What time you guys get out of here on an average day?
I'd say 1:30.
1:30. And they're all nodding their heads. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but they can't even commit to the nod. Look at them. Yeah,
I know.
We'll say 1.
Stop.
And then Derek holds up his finger saying, well, it's more like 1, which means it's more like 12:30.
Travis put on this serious face, and he's nodding his head like, yeah, 1:30, yes, I believe it is 1:30. Some days later, some days earlier, yeah.
No, the reality, I'm trying to do a bit here. These guys, like, work ridiculous hours.
When does stupid Ben leave?
He's here all day.
Is he?
No, Steve, do you know when Ben leaves?
Ben and I usually leave around the same time, so it's 1-ish, 1:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
1-ish, 1:30 now.
1-ish, 1:30.
So it could be 12:45 some days.
Steve, you want the listeners to email you, fake curses that could help the process?
Sure, go ahead.
Because Stan was saying that the challenge is coming up with these fake curses during these brainstorming sessions.
You know what? That would actually help if they could help us to come up with variations or fake curses for the standard ones, because we're running out of things that we could possibly use.
Right. Okay.
As may or may not become apparent.
Yeah.
But the guys, put together a couple more O&A edits. The first one is Anthony.
Oh, what did I do?
It's the famous. Oh, I was busting his balls today. Where's that?
Oh no.
Well, because someone noticed that Anthony can't say finger right or whatever.
Finger. I don't know what it is. Now I'm so flustered with the word, I don't even use it anymore.
That's what
I say my digit.
That's what happened with me with the boot.
Boot?
Yeah,
but boot's hard to replace with something else.
I try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put.
What, are you going to place the lotion in the basket?
Is it
I guess so.
finger?
Finger.
Finger?
Finger.
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 Don't try so hard.
You do just a soft G.
Finger.
Finger? I don't know how to say it now.
Finger.
Finger. And then I say it and I think it's normal and I get laughed at.
It's like you're turning a G upside down. Finger.
Dude, and we're such assholes. There's a story in the paper. Where is it?
Finger.
I thought I cut it out.
Finger.
Because I was going to do something with that
I
today.
put my finger in her
Finger.
eye.
I put my finger. Finger.
Yeah, that's
Like
how you
linger.
do it.
That's hard.
Linger.
Finger.
Finger.
Maybe I left it.
Finger. Now the word's completely lost any meaning and it just sounds silly when I say it.
Road.
Jimmy, this happened before you came in. We're such asses. There's a article in the paper.
Yeah, Opie's being smart-ass in the office.
I wish I could find it really fast.
Hawk, find that article.
And I just...
It's the cute article.
I go, Ann, I got something on this story. I want you to set me up, Which we talk about stuff like that, before the show. I go, could you set me up as far as this article goes? And I just show it to him. Oh, you got it?
Ah.
So I just hold... I hold this up like this. Yeah, I just hold this up like this. Read that.
Man 21 fingered as scooter cop shooter.
We won't even talk about this story, but it was me just busting his balls. He doesn't understand where I'm going yet, and then then he sees finger, and he just
Finger.
loses his mind.
Finger.
Man 21 fingered.
You know something? I don't know how I get through so many years of living, and no one's ever pointed this out to me.
It's the asshole listeners. Because I've been saying boot my whole life.
Look, boot's ridiculous.
I know it's ridiculous.
I'm going to say, I've been saying finger.
On. This is the point I'm going to make. Now that I hear it, it is ridiculous, and it makes me cringe. I was listening to some old bits of ours that, I don't know, they could be like 5 or 6 years ago. Through the whole bit, I'm like, boot, 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 boot. And I'm like, no one noticed this before now?
No one points it out. No one.
I don't have any of those verbal things, but you guys do.
Thanks, Jimmy.
You do, too.
I certainly don't.
That's the only one Anthony has, though. You're almost perfect.
It's what I've said my whole life.
You're 99.99% perfect.
I can't be 99.99% perfect. I must be 100%. This is ridiculous that I should be toiling with this.
All right, well...
Finger.
Every time you say that, Steve's head just hurts.
Oh, I know.
It really does.
Your diction.
Ramon, bring me your finger.
All right, here we go. So here's an O&A.
You make it sound like I say it like a stroke victim.
The way you say it, it's like a collapse on the side of a mountain. It's like, fur.
I don't go fur. I do not say fur. I say finger.
People never notice because their mind filled in the blank because of the context you were saying.
Like an optical illusion?
Like you would never just run around going, finger. What? You would always say, like, I hurt my fingernail. And then, okay. Then.
I don't say fire.
And their minds would just go, grr.
Oh.
All right, anyway, here we go. The point being, these guys did a great job with putting.
Yes.
See? I had to think before I said that. It's a nightmare. They took a bit and they cleaned it up for regular radio, I guess.
Yeah.
So here's the original. It's quick.
Anthony, you pronounce finger weird. You give it that soft...
You're the
like
fucking finger guy. I hate you dickbag shit fuck.
Why?
This asshole criticizes me online about how I say finger.
I'm not the guy. I don't
don't even have.
You're a fucking finger guy, dude. What's wrong with the way I say finger? Finger.
It's so much funnier now.
Okay.
Because you're yelling and trying to pronounce the word right, and you're still fucking it up.
Say it with me, Anthony. This guy says linger. The word linger and finger.
Yeah.
All right, but what about singer? You don't say singer. Well, the singer in a band. You say singer.
Singer.
But that's how I say finger, like I would say singer.
Right.
Not linger.
How stupid
Linger, finger.
Singer is actually too hard a pronunciation.
So is finger for me.
Finger's proper though, and so is singer.
I
linger.
bet you it can be pronounced both ways.
No, it can't.
No, it can't actually.
How right? Oh, Steve.
Yeah. Wait, Danny Diction is talking.
Yeah, no, the English language is all fucked
I
up.
The English language is one of the hardest languages.
Why
you would think
it
would be that easy. But
singer then? Why isn't it singer?
that's why when Asians try to speak like us, it's so hilarious because they're trying to follow the rules.
Finger.
But the rules are all over the place.
Oh, I'm a mess with this finger thing.
It just happens. It's a little
Finger.
Now I got to replay that because people forgot what the original
They
sounded
did
like.
not. I'm
They
cursing
sure
a lot.
did.
Anthony, you pronounce finger weird. You give it that soft.
You're the
like a
fucking
telephone.
finger guy. I hate you, you dickbag shit fuck.
Why?
This asshole criticizes me online about how I say finger.
I'm not the guy. I don't even have.
You're a fucking finger guy, dude. What's wrong with the way I say finger?
All right.
Finger.
And here it is cleaned up for regular radio, I guess.
Anthony, you pronounce finger weird. You give it that soft.
You're the
like a
flippin' finger guy.
I hate you, you
dime store shyster.
Why?
This egg roll
criticizes me online about how I say finger.
I'm not the guy. I don't even have.
You're a fractured finger guy.
Dude, what's wrong with the way I say finger?
You're the fractured finger guy. That's pretty good. Good job, guys.
Voice talents of Travis.
Oh, yeah, Travis.
Wow, very
Travis
good,
featured
Travis.
in that bit. Very nice. So there you go. That was a short one.
Sheepers.
And this was a classic rant by Jimmy. Yes.
I'm just hanging on until Danny runs in with some photocopied thing that pertains to it.
This is a classic rant from Jimmy. Jimmy yelling at a caller who wanted sketches. Remember this?
Oh,
I very vaguely remember it.
So, you know, the original bit's just absolutely fantastic. Fabulous.
Fantagious.
If Huck was speaking right now.
Yes.
And I do believe
cute.
A bit cute.
Is it cute,
Huck? You think this one's cute?
Yes, it is.
We just shift the hate around. It's like the tides.
Why? You ever
The
let that
hate
slip
in this
out
room.
when you see a mother like undo her 3-month-old son's diaper? Do you ever just blurt out pretty cute and have to walk away quickly?
I give Hawk credit. He's trying to take it, but you're still having a rough time.
Oh, he's uncomfortable.
At least you're trying to, you know.
He's the king
be a
of
good
trying
sport.
to ignore.
Right.
All the time. He'll just stare at the screen, type, like he never heard it.
Yeah, just he's dissociating. Like when he was 5 and the neighbor would put his you-know-what in his you-know-what, and he would just pretend he was eating cotton candy. He would just pretend he was at the zoo eating cotton candy instead of being violated by a man with whiskey breath.
Steve, don't encourage him.
And look, he's just typing and staring at the monitor.
Type away, pretend I'm at the circus. This isn't happening.
He's trying to be a good sport, but he doesn't take abuse well.
That's very cute.
It's hard for anyone to take abuse. That's obvious, but I think it's harder for Hawk than any of us here.
He's cute.
Yeah.
Unshaven with that little our gang hat. Whenever I see him in a baseball hat, I just want to pull it down until his neck snaps.
You do wear very small hats.
They're like they're like Vic Morrow hats. It's like a little teeny hat from like the 40s. Can you call me Teach?
Do you throw your hats in the dryer? Is that the deal? All right. Here's another bit. Jim yelling at a caller who wanted sketches, and then we clean it up for TV. So here's some of the original dialogue.
Aren't you supposed to be funny?
No, but Kenny, what I'm saying is this. You sound like a rube who enjoys like that mom and pop type of phony horseshit dog shit radio they have in California.
All right. Same line.
Yeah,
Same line. Cleaned up for regular radio.
Aren't you supposed to be funny?
No, but Kenny, what I'm saying is this. You sound like a rube who enjoys like that mom and pop type of phony hogwash dog spit radio they have in California.
Dog spit. That's a good one.
All right. More of the original dialogue.
Excuse me there, asshole.
Oh, they don't say that in skits.
Wow.
What is this?
Wow.
criticizing the radio I listen to.
Well, hold on. What's that?
Yes.
If you're criticizing the radio I listen to, it's your fucking employer.
Ooh, dirty language for such a skit-loving little boy.
All right.
Excuse me there, know-it-all.
Oh, they don't say that in skits.
Wow.
What is this?
Wow.
If you're criticizing the radio I listen to...
Well, hold on. What's that?
Yes.
If you're criticizing the radio I listen to, it's your foolish employer.
Ooh, dirty language for such a skit-loving little boy.
What was that?
Foolish employer.
Foolish employer.
The myriad of F words you have. We sit there
Yes.
and go through to try to think of the weirdest one that's going to go in place of fuck.
Did you have to
I
say a
hear
word
ya.
with an M and a Y at the beginning?
Well, it was appropriate.
No one says myriad ever.
That's true.
Under any circumstances.
They actually took that word out of the dictionary.
Variety.
In I think it was 1987. They actually took that out of the dictionary.
Yeah, 71 they labeled you faggot if you used it, and then 87 they just took it out. Ramon, bring me a thesaurus.
Update my thesaurus.
What I'm saying is, person who I hope dies of cancer the day before a relative gets married, what type of a sket would you like to hear? And you're not being specific. You're being passive-aggressive like every other faggot from that state that you live in. Be specific.
Oh, he got you there.
Oh, I got a cock in my mouth. Well, it's your father. Since your mother won't suck it, I decided to lean over and toot on it a little bit. Blah, 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 blah.
All right. How the hell are we going to clean this up for regular radio?
Wasn't easy.
And why did I think I was slamming him by admitting I filleted his father? What I'm saying is, person who I hope dies of cancer the day before a relative gets married, what type of a sket would you like to hear? And you're not being specific. You're being passive-aggressive like every other fruitcake from that state that you live in. Be specific.
Cotton out of your mouth?
Oh, he got you there.
Oh, I got
Cotton in my mouth.
Well, it's your father, since your mother won't.
So I decided to lean over and try it out a little bit.
Making no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but neither do the TV edits.
Of course they don't.
That's the point we're making here.
Fuck with the wrist, huh?
What's that?
You're in San Francisco sucking cock, you fat.
Ooh, there we go. That's the type of skit you like, isn't it? Dirty two men talking about sucking cocks. Now we got what you like. Two men going back and forth.
Fuck with the wrist, huh?
What's that?
You're in San Francisco sipping coke, you freak.
Ooh, there we go. That's the type of skit you like, isn't it? Dirty two men talking about
Shucking corn.
Now we got what you like. Two men going back and forth.
Shucking corn. Nice. Shucking corn.
All right. Some more original dialogue.
What do you want? You want these faggoty sketches? We don't do sketches, stupid.
All right, and now cleaned up.
What do you want? You want these
fairy tale sketches?
We don't do sketches, stupid.
Fairy tale. Very good. It fit.
And finally, the original dialogue.
Name me one show you listen to. Name me one show.
What I'm listening to. I've been an XM subscriber for over a year.
I don't give a shit. Cancel the service, faggot. Tell me something you listen to. You're not going to blackmail me. I'm an XM subscriber. I don't get a piece of the action, motherfucker. What do I care? Oh, shit. Don't lose a customer. I don't care if you throw your XM down the toilet, buy a Sirius, and then fuck your mother.
Holy crap.
Wow, you were
angry.
What was going on with you back then?
I don't know. I think I just got scared. I lashed out.
Here's that same rant cleaned up for regular radio.
Name me one show you listen to. Name me one show.
What I'm listening to. I've been an XM subscriber for over a year.
I don't care. Cancel the service, fella. Tell me something you listen to. You're not going to blackmail me. I'm an XM subscriber. I don't get a piece of the action, monkey feather. What do I care?
Ah, sugar.
Don't lose a customer. I don't care if you throw your XM down the toilet, buy a Sirius, and
Then hug your mother.
Hey, not bad, guys.
Very good.
Very good. Bravo.
Thank you.
TV edit.
Martini Steve, Than, and a bit part by Travis.
Than.
Travis was a featured player in that skit.
An uncredited one. Like Duvall in the conversation.
In the finger bit.
There you go.
Love the finger bit.
All I got to keep is linger in my head.
Finger longer.
I'll just think linger longer. The Greaseman Show.
All right. Before we
Give
go
you
to
the
break,
finger.
Before we go to break, a bunch of people want to try out to be new characters on the Opie and Anthony
Oh.
Show. Let's go to Matt. Matt, what's up?
Start by Travis.
Matt.
Travis was a featured player.
Matt.
Hey, Matt. Matt. Oh, I get it. Matt, turn down your radio.
All I gotta keep is linger in my head.
It's don't turn down his radio guy.
The Greaseman Show.
Guy who didn't turn down his radio
Guy.
I hope that's what it was, and not point out to the host how awful their program really is, guy.
Hey, guys.
Too late.
Hung
Sorry
up on.
about that. John, what's up?
Hi, boys.
Hey, what's up? You want to be a new character on the show?
I want to be Jimmy's T-cell guy.
You're all alone.
Oh,
No one to play with.
I'm gonna have to lay down now, boys. I'm feeling very weak. I'm gonna read my George O'Dowd, Take It Like a Man book.
Jimmy's
Thank
T-cell
you.
guy.
All right. Barry in Jersey. Barry.
Hey, when are you going to get these jokers off the radio and put the music back on? I'm listening for music.
He's a mullet guy.
Shut up and play the music, guy. Very nice.
An old favorite.
Sure. Let's go to Steve. Steve.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Flying high over 80 here. Give you a live traffic report.
All right.
80 westbound into Pennsylvania is pretty clear, but going 80 eastbound. No, hit the water!
He wants to be traffic reporter who crashes guy.
Let's go to Jim in Boston.
You could call on a daily basis, actually.
Yeah, Jim?
Morning, boys.
Morning.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah?
He was trying to get Jimmy guy. He succeeded.
I was doing a character, too.
Yeah.
Called Fall For It Guy.
Pat from New York.
Hi, Bill.
Pat?
This is the wrong Bill.
You can't be this character. This is a person.
Who is this?
It's Pat from the Bill's Dead Call guy.
Bill's dead. Where?
Very good.
I was just talking to him.
Very good character there, Pat.
All right, let's go to Rashid in New Delhi.
Hello, can I speak with Anthony, please?
Oh, Rashid from Dell. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh.
What's up, Rashid?
Hi, Rashid.
Anthony, I have your order here for your new Dell monitor and also
No.
your digital multimeter.
No, I need a fan. I need a ventilation fan for my case.
Oh, my friend, I'm sorry. We will be sending that to Brooklyn. I have...
No, I live in Great Neck now. That's not the right address.
Okay. Is this Michael?
No, it's Anthony. You've been taking 3 months for me to get these fucking fans now. When am I going to get them?
Anthony, like I said, we do have your digital multimeter, and we are very sorry for taking so long on this order.
This bit is not the least bit funny. It's what goes on in my house on a daily basis.
That's actually funny. Indian
Oh.
customer service guy. Thank you, Rashid.
Punching out.
Ben wants in on this.
Bastard.
Ben's got a new character.
Yeah?
Post on the New York radio message board about how great your show is, guy. What, a little too inside?
Just a tad.
A little bit? A little inside? What? What happened?
Just a tad, Timmy.
All right.
Well, Ben's already been doing a character who I
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Smuggling oil drum in your jeans guy.
Inside, but it made Anthony laugh. It was funny.
Timmy!
All right.
I love him.
How about I love Ben.
Cackle for no reason guy.
Let's say hi to Dave in Ohio. Dave?
Yeah, this is calling the wrong radio show guy. Is this Howard? Hello?
I like how he announces who he is before he has
Sometimes
the
you gotta
wrong
announce
show.
your character, sure.
Yeah.
Right, well, hey, Fred, Robin, how are you today? When are you guys going to that not-so-serious radio?
Very good.
You
Dave.
called the wrong show.
Yeah, that's another
Oh,
show.
damn it.
All right. Let's say hi to Dave. Dave?
Yuck.
Dave?
Yuck.
Hey, Dave. What's up?
You stink.
Is this your character?
I hate your character.
No, I like
Character's
it.
annoying.
Wait.
What's your character, Dave?
Yuck.
like the pause. I like the timing, buddy. All right, Dave. The yuck and you stink guy. And
he's also make Anthony inhale piece of his bagel guy.
Ooh. You all right?
Yeah.
I like to be over there Heimlich Anthony long after he needs it, guy.
Sally and
I'll be don't put up a struggle guy.
Yeah, pretend you're still choking guy. Hey, can you put your arms up and be guy with that great little V guy?
Sorry. You know, when the anchor was talking about how good looking I was, how awkward was that?
Ooh,
we haven't even
not awkward at all.
I wanted to fight him.
Sally in Illinois, what's up?
Hi. How about fat female middle-aged truck driver who wants to play What's in My Pants, but nobody wants to know?
Oh, wow.
This is too long to be funny name guy.
Very good, Sally. All right.
Get in the truck and be hit a pole guy.
Hey, where's the poll at?
Hawk, where's the goddamn pole?
Yeah, what are we at?
Is this official numbers? Oh, wow, no one's really voting yet.
It's the new guy from Boston's blowing away Buffalo Paul, though.
Yeah, we had a brand new Assault on the Media. If you're just checking in, we're having a Assault on the Media contest. I think we're going to do this every month for a while. And for the month of July, the prize is a MiFi and a day in the studio with us. And we'll pick a really good day, by the way.
Yeah.
And I hope you know what the Assault on the Media thing is by now. We love harassing reporters. Simple as that. All the rules and stuff are on FoundryMusic.com. But the latest one came in from Boston. A guy named Steven. He was topless except for wow bumper stickers across his man boobs, and he was jumping up and down and flailing, I guess, and yelling Opie and Anthony. And Dan Housley, the reporter for Channel 7 up there, got all flustered and pretty much messed up his story a bit.
Dan Housley.
And the video's up on opieandanthony.com, and we're asking the faithful listeners to vote for your favorite Assault on the Media. So far, it's between Steven and Selm, that happened last night, and Buffalo Paul, who did a great one up there in Buffalo. And I'm sure we'll have other ones, because we still have a couple weeks in July left, obviously. So, but so far, it's up to Steven versus Buffalo Paul. And the poll results, Anthony, who executed the better Assault on the Media?
Yeah, percentage or no?
Yeah, Steven has 87% of the voting, and Buffalo Paul 13%.
Wow.
But about 50 people have voted so far,
Okay.
so it's still very, very early. So make sure you do that for the show today, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. One more character trying out here. Yes, Grady from The Overlook.
Yes, Anthony, your English on your finger, very wrong. You're a very willful young boy. You need to be corrected.
Perhaps a bit more, if I may
perhaps.
be so bold, sir.
He's
What
a
are we
rather
going to do about this?
naughty boy. I love when he goes, if I may be so bold.
So bold, sir. That's when he changed in that bathroom.
Sorry to differ with you, sir.
Differ with you,
So
sir.
polite, and yet you can see the aggression.
He started out so subservient and,
Yes.
getting a bit of the avocado off of his jacket. And then he just turned into a monster in there.
A minute later, he's differing while wiping avocado, suggesting that Nicholson murder his son with an axe.
Because he's a willful young boy.
Because he's willful.
And then conveys that cute little story about how he had to kill his daughters, and his wife might have gotten a little upset about that.
Why not?
Don't you love how Nicholson agrees with him when he says that? He goes, he is a willful boy. Like old Grady hit the nail on the head.
Chopped your family up into little pieces.
But he says it as he's like wiping himself down, like, I gotcha. Self-satisfied.
Yeah, gotcha, Grady.
You chopped your wife and daughters up, and then you blew your brains out.
I definitely suggest when you watch that movie to just watch that part where they're both in the bathroom 10 times and pick it apart. It's a part of a movie that can be picked apart. You can watch it 10 times and find little things going on in there that just make you laugh and are horrific. That Grady character is fantastic.
And the beautiful shot that Kubrick pulled off in
Yep.
there, man. The colors, just masterful.
Yep.
How chilling and alone that bathroom is.
Yeah.
It's so weird. He was just it's amazing.
Yep.
Great.
All right.
Definitely.
I want to go to break, but these look like they have potential. Go ahead, Rob.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey.
Jimmy, I was after the show yesterday. I was talking with a friend of mine, and we were kind of wondering the same thing in regards to the conversation that you were having with Opie during the show. You know, do you remember the part where you had asked Opie a question, and he had given you an answer back.
Yes.
Do you remember that? And that's the conversation we were having, and I was wondering if you can maybe, bring everybody up to speed on that.
I think the name of your character is Guy that asks a random question that actually does make sense, Guy.
Not quite random enough.
I saw where he was going. John in Jersey, what's up?
Hey, did I win? So I want those Donna Summer tickets. Did I win them?
Hey, it's Did I Win Guy.
Yeah, Donna Summer tickets. Woo-hoo!
Let's go to Dennis in Jersey. Dennis?
Shark attacks in my area? Me in danger?
Huh. I'm trying to figure out your character. Give us a little more.
The idiot who listens to the media.
Guy.
You're awful.
Go back and work on it and become throw yourself down the elevator shaft, Guy.
All right, we'll try one more. Dugout Doug from whackbag.com.
Hello?
Dugout Doug from whackbag.com.
Hey, am I on? Hey, I can barely hear you guys. You guys there?
Doug.
Hello?
Doug.
I'm going to go ahead and try anyway. Hey, that's a really good bit there that Steve does with the replacing of the words.
Is this
Is
this broken phone from the old days, Guy?
Doug.
Hey,
Doug.
Am I fucking on? Guys.
It's broken phone from the old days, Guy.
Yeah, well,
help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Very good. Yeah.
Bye, sweetie.
That goes back to when we had really bad phones when we first started
Remember
the show.
that? Every caller would call up and go, hello. Dude, I can't hear you.
Right.
And the listeners would call in that they couldn't hear the caller on the phone.
And he picked up on the fact that a lot of guys just said, I'll give it a shot anyway.
I'm just going to go with it. And we'd try to converse with them, and they'd keep talking.
Yeah.
And we'd panic and go, what's wrong with the phones? And Mars would run in and point at the phone lines and sigh and then nod and run out quickly. Mars, what happened?
I keep wanting to go to break, but there's another good one here. Paul from North Carolina.
Hey, little Jimmy.
Hey.
Hi.
The boys get shirts. The boys get shirts. Don't make a maniac out of me.
It's bad Paul Anka impression guy.
Bad Paul Anka impression guy.
Thanks, guys.
Very good, Paul.
I like that character.
That's
another one that seems to call on a daily basis.
Yeah. All right, we got Iron Sheik going into break. Listen to this.
This is Iron Sheik, World Wrestling Federation, 3-time champion, All-American AAU champion. Pleasure for me to the Anthony and Opium. Bring me here to New York I say hello to all my wrestling fans and everybody know I'm the real Middle Eastern. Come to the greatest wrestling country and most famous city in the world, Manhattan, Madison Square Garden. I come 3 times champion. I want to say hello to all my wrestling fans, especially all American and also my Iranian friend. خدمت همه شنوندگان ایرانی عزیز سلام عرض میکنم. همه دنیا آرون شیخ خسرو وزیری رو میشناسن. Pleasure for me to I come back here again one more time to I talk to the Opium and Anthony, and pleasure for me always.
Like sands through the hourglass, so is the Owen virus.
We got to get Wheelchair Fred on the phone.
Yeah, we really do.
Wheelchair
He's getting all upset. This guy was in a motorcycle accident years and years and years ago. Really racked up his legs bad. Didn't hurt his spine, so he's not paralyzed. But his legs got so messed up, he didn't have health care coverage, so they massacred putting it back together. He ended up in a wheelchair. He's not paralyzed, but he ended up in a wheelchair.
But his legs don't work.
His legs don't work. And his voice box got crushed, so he talks like that. And he sounds retarded, but he's got all his wits about him.
Fred?
Yeah, you want me.
What?
I can tell you one thing. In the back door, I liked it.
You liked it in the back door?
Liked it in the back door.
Yeah, but I see the light. No more guys for me.
Oh, no more guys for you, huh?
Yeah.
I'll stick to the dildo.
And you're stuck with the dildo, right?
You guys.
I really think you need to show people out there your plight and how desperate you really are and what you have to do to get satisfaction. And I think that might help your life.
How would he do that?
I'm thinking, he might want to give us a little demonstration today.
Fred, why don't you roll into the bathroom and get your dildo?
No thanks, I've got a little glass of that.
A little more class than that. He took one in the ass from a guy he met at the deli. Let us know what you're doing, Fred.
It's all lubed up.
It's all lubed up. All right, Fred. Well, you know what to do with it now, so go ahead.
Explain what you're doing, Fred.
Well, we got it up my butt now.
You got it up there, Fred?
Yeah.
How's that feel?
It's getting sting out of the bed.
He has his voice changed.
His voice changed. Your voice got higher, Fred. What happened?
Oh, well, I can sing now.
His voice got higher. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
This is horrible.
We'll do the silent game to him. So, Fred, how's it going in there?
Oh, marvelous. I'm picking up speed nice and fast. Make it count. Oh, mercy, that was good. I've got enough to lose. I need a girl to come just for me. Are you there? Are you guys there? For God's sake, say something. Well, let God just check it out. It's all full of shit. So, ladies, come on down and do me. For God's sake, do me. Okay, I don't know how you guys are. Later, I'm gonna go now.
Oh, my God. Wow. Oh, Jesus.
Anybody else have a hard on?
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
And we're back with the Opie and Anthony program.
Hi.
I see Todd Lynn wandering around the office.
Yes.
We'll get him in a few minutes. He got fired for the Tsunami song.
Yeah, him and Rick, our old producer.
That was a huge radio story. We'll get into that in a little bit. But first, we got to get right back to the phones. A lot of people trying out to be new characters on the show today. It's Chuck from D.C. Chuck, what's up?
Come in with the milk. Come in with the milk. Don't make a fucking maniac out of me.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
Yeah, you're confusing us.
Paul Anka, Howard Hughes guy.
He's Blow the Reference guy.
He's, yeah. Sounded like a good idea at the time to go to the phone guy.
Come in with the milk. 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 He is to open the bag with his right hand. And hold the bag out to me at a 45-degree angle so I may reach into the bag without touching the paper.
All right, we got Craig on the line. He wants to try out to be a new character on the show. Craig?
Hey, it's Craig from Lookdown. I won. I won. You know what I'm going to do with that? Oh, my God. Oh, I won. I'm a winner. I have this piece of shit. Oh, my God. I have this piece of shit truck. You know what I'm going to... Oh, my God. I have this piece of shit truck. I'm going to get a new one.
A new truck.
Yeah, he's a $100,000 guy.
Ben's Hogg calling from the office. Yes, Ben's Hogg.
He doesn't know I'm calling. He's ashamed of me. Good thing his phone is so small. It's really cramping here. I I can tell you why he's so ashamed of me, but that's the reason for me to call back another time.
Ben's Hog Guy.
Actually, I think I want Ben's Hog Guy to call from time to
Yeah.
time. The voice of
Punching
Ben's
out,
Hog
guys.
finally on the program. Very good.
Punching out.
Yeah, Ben's Hog. Thank you.
All right, let's go to Peter in New York. Peter?
Good morning, everybody. Sandy Beach here on this Thirsty Thursday. Who am I talking to?
Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony, how you doing? We're broadcasting from the largest cheesecake in the world on this block party weekend. I want you to tell your boss to take this job and shove it.
Wacky radio guy.
Oh, here's a tuber from Madonna on WHIV, the home of rock and roll.
Very good. Let's go to JC in North Carolina. JC.
Hello, well, it's 8:59 on this Thursday morning. I got my dog licking my bones. WPS.
How about that was Sucks Guy?
That's, yeah, the
I
guy.
try to be the last guy.
Yeah, exactly. Let's say hi to Eric. Eric?
Hi, Opie. Hi, Anthony.
Hi.
Hi, Sweet Cheeks.
Angel.
How you guys doing?
Good. What's up?
I'm a guy who missed the first half of the show and called in with something that's already been done. Hi.
Well, that's not what it says on the phone, though. See, that's how I wanted to end the bit, by going to calling in for a bit that's over guy.
Right.
See, then we could have ended the bit and went right to the phone and said hi to the Mythbusters.
Gentlemen.
Good morning.
Hi. How are you?
We're good. We're good.
Are you guys sharing a phone?
Oh, God, no.
No, they don't share a lot. I'm getting the impression as the seasons of Mythbusters go on and it's more successful that you two don't really spend as much time together as people would like to think.
If we weren't working together, before we had the show, we often had lunch about every couple of years.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you two really. I saw an episode of Mythbusters just the other day, and there was really a tiff going on. There was really like
watching the ping pong ball.
Yes, the ping pong ball one. It looked like Adam wasn't very happy with Jamie because I guess Adam wanted to test out this method a little more.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like occasionally we fuss a little bit, but overall, while we're not really close personal friends or anything, we pretty much enjoy working with each other.
Yeah.
We're both pretty good at what we do, and we're under a lot of pressure to turn things out and make things work, and so we rely pretty heavily on each other to get the job done, and we work it out.
I was amazed you guys tested that out at all. It was a ping pong. They were taking ping pong balls and see if they could raise a sunken vessel with ping pong balls, which is pretty cool.
And it worked pretty good.
And it did work. It worked very good. I was very surprised. And they wanted to test out the delivery system for the ping pong balls, how to get it from the surface, the balls, into the vessel. So they set up a big, long tube, filled it up with water, and was using running water to then force the balls down into the vessel. It's a pretty cool idea. Adam wanted to test it out more. And Jamie thought, it works. Let's just not waste any more time. And Adam, I got to say, you came off looking a little bitchy. You kind of looked a little whiny and bitchy as you stormed away from the apparatus.
Yeah. Well, round about 5 o'clock, sometimes I just, I need a little sugar hit.
Yeah, was that it?
Oh, very plausible.
A lot of new episodes, huh?
Oh yeah, well we don't. We haven't stopped shooting since last March, and we get a little bit of a summer break right now. But we're pretty much always shooting.
I was always gonna when I first watched it, the first season, I'm thinking, how many of myths or urban legends or things can they really come up with? And I'm so surprised you guys just keep coming up with new ones.
Well, there's a real simple answer to how that happens, and that is, people believe a lot of stupid stuff, and and they probably always will. So we'll probably always have a job.
You guys ever go to that Snopes.com site?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, isn't that a good one? We use it all the time because you'll get people that just email you and say that no, this is real. It happened to my cousin's friend, and you just call it up on. Yeah, it's always a friend of a friend, but they are so sure about it and so adamant that it actually happened. It's almost insulting.
It's one of the benefits of our job that I can be out with people and they'll try and tell me one of those stories, and I'll tell them that it's BS, and they'll look at me and they'll start to defend themselves, and then they go, wait a minute, what am I doing? Who am I talking to? Of course,
It's a goddamn expert over here.
Yeah.
Stop it already.
It seems like I've noticed on the show, because a buddy of mine turned me on to the show, that it seems like there's a pretty good balance of things that turn out to be accurate and not. Do you find that when you're like testing things, if say you're on a streak of one like particular result, will you always try to like double back and maybe not have consistency in that way?
I'm not sure exactly. I didn't catch that last part.
Will you try? Is it a purposeful thing like that? There's such a good balance. Because I'm saying if you're trying out like say 50 things.
Oh well, you know.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, the thing is actually almost everything we test has some element of truth to it.
Right.
And that's always actually one of the... Actually, there is one myth we did, the killer laundry machine, where not a single premise of the myth was remotely true. But
Which one was that?
Time in 120-some-odd myths.
Which one was that?
The killer laundry machine, about the guy who stomped on his laundry, got stuck in the machine spun him around, spilled bleach on the floor, the dog peed on the bleach, and it blew up, and then the guy got beaten to death by his own laundry machine.
Oh, that actually happened to a friend of mine.
It happened to my brother's sister's cousin's grandfather.
I've never heard that one before.
Yeah.
I thought I heard them all.
But you're right. There's a lot of myths or subjects have a mixture of truth and fiction on them. In fact, we're starting in on Shark Week. They're here. It starts this Sunday at 9, and that's a classic one. And we've got up close and personal with sharks, and found all sorts of things about them. Yeah, if you get like in the Jaws story, if you get a big shark going, 20, 30 miles an hour aimed at an old wooden boat, it can probably do some damage to the boat.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the other hand, the sharks aren't even remotely interested in human blood, and we tested that very thoroughly, and they don't know what to do with it. It's fish blood is another story.
Really?
But human blood, they're like, what's that? It might as well be diesel fuel or something you dump in the water, as far as how much they're interested in.
And you do some of these things on during Shark Week?
You bet. We actually we did all sorts of testing with them. At one point I was even down about 50 feet below the surface of the ocean, punching a bunch of sharks swirling around me in a feeding frenzy to determine whether you can actually save yourself by punching a shark.
Right. They say punching him in the nose, and you find out anything?
Well, I found out that the noses are actually kind of pointed and hard, and they happen to be close to their mouths. So when you try and hit them square on the nose, you're like it's not going to end up with your hand in their mouth.
Yeah, it's going to funnel your hand right into their mouth.
Right, and that could be a bad thing. So I mean, on the other hand, I at the very same time I found that if you punch them on the side, or if you punch them at all, I mean they're flesh and blood just like we are, and they react to it, and in some cases, we don't know that it's a guarantee that you would be able to fend yourself off by doing it, but, because like as not, you might piss them off or something, but they do, in fact, react to it, and I know personally if I was, if one had me in its mouth, I'd be, punching it like heck. So
you're a diver, right, Jamie?
Yeah, I've actually done thousands of dives, and I've been around sharks in the water before, but not with them all chummed up like we did in this case.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. I don't know. I see that on TV, and I'm like, there's no way in hell you could ever get me to do that. Did Adam get in the water with any of the sharks?
Oh, yeah, I got in the water. Actually, I have bad ears, so I couldn't dive as far as Jamie, but we had him sitting on a bait box surrounded by about 30 or 40 sharks, and I was actually swimming around him in one of those little, nearly bicycle-like submarines.
Oh, I've seen those.
Oh, cool.
Which is pretty cool, and we snorkeled with them every day. I mean, we were we were hanging out in the water for 3.5 weeks with them.
What kind of sharks were they?
Caribbean reef sharks.
Yeah, and they're actually, they're not the biggest sharks in the ocean, but they're pretty aggressive little guys. They get up 200 or 300 pounds or so. So they're something to be treated with respect. But we found not only did we become actually rather fond of them over the 3 weeks that we were swimming with them, but it was a strange mixture of you need to respect these creatures, and even we thought they were actually quite beautiful being in the water with them.
Yeah, everybody falls in love with the goddamn things when they dive with them. It seems.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're they serve a purpose in the ocean. They have a right to be there, and they're really quite beautiful in their own right. But you do have to understand that they have big teeth, and if you happen to be in the wrong place or whatever, I mean, you can get bit, but it's always going to be an accident.
They have overblown it in the press, though. We've been goofing about it for about a month now. Every summer, the media just jumps on it and shark attack the graphics, the experts, what you can do to protect yourself. And the truth of the matter is, there are so few fatalities from shark attacks. That more people we found out were killed by falling vending machines on a yearly basis.
That's a new one. We've been saying falling coconuts is the one we heard.
Yeah,
it really is rare, and you just have to realize that it's not a situation where this is something that these creatures intend to do when it happens. It's an accident. They'll oftentimes the water is murky, they can't see, and if you're out there and you're kind of like, in the same area where they're looking for their normal food, it just goes to logic that occasionally people are going to get bit.
Yeah.
Do you think the media tends to overblow stuff like this simply because when it comes down to a shark, there's just this whole base, Well,
it's look, the oceans are less explored than the moon. There's a predator swimming around under the surface of the water. It is a scary thing, and it's definitely like a primordial fear, I think.
Yeah.
But they're also, again, like you guys were saying, like we've been saying, it's incredibly rare to get attacked by a shark.
Yeah.
They're a very important part of the ocean's ecosystem, and as we found, hanging out with them, they're pretty beautiful. They're pretty amazing.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the phone. Don has a question from Ohio. Don?
Yeah.
Hey, Don.
Hey, last night's show, where is it safe if you dive into a pool or something like that and you get away from a bullet? What was that last gun y'all shot?
That last gun was known as a 50 caliber rifle.
Wait, what did these guys do last night? What did you guys do, Adam?
Was it the underwater shooting?
Yeah.
Yeah. We saw see if it's true, like in the movies when people are getting shot at, they dive under the water and they're saved.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like we saw how much water it would take to actually slow down a bullet, and amazingly, we found that the bigger and faster the bullet, the faster water slowed it down.
Wow. So the higher caliber slowed down quicker than a 22.
The 50 caliber didn't penetrate more than about 10 inches, 12 inches into the water.
Wow, and then it slowed down to where it wouldn't go through you?
No.
Wow, 10 inches of water.
How'd you guys do it? Did you guys hang out in the pool, or were you shooting
taking pot shots?
I don't know, or were you shooting? I'm thinking you would shoot targets first and then realize, okay, this is kind of safe. I could be at the other end of the pool for this one.
We built a tank in Jamie's shop, which we promptly exploded with a 12 gauge, and then we found a public swimming pool that allowed us to do it. And we really did want to finish up the myth by having, like Jamie in scuba gear and me unloading a clip into him.
Gee, yeah, I guess the insurance wouldn't let you do that.
Yeah, they were a little nervous about that.
What about did you use a 22? How far did that go?
Well, in fact, we actually found that the slower rounds, like a 9mm, actually penetrated further, because water has a specific property we found when we did some other myths, that the harder you hit it, the harder it resists.
Right.
So a 9mm round and a 12 gauge deer slug, for instance, actually penetrated more like 2 or 3, or actually 4 or 5 feet.
Wow.
As opposed to just a few inches.
That's why I love this show. I goddamn love it. I love little factoids like this, and you guys have plenty of them on the show. Mythbusters, what is that, Wednesdays, 9 o'clock on the Discovery Channel. And then you're hosting, like you said, Shark Week. When is that?
Shark Week is Sunday night at 9. It starts, and then Shark Week runs all the way through Thursday.
Great. Cool.
Are you guys surprised by the success of the show?
Are you kidding? Of course.
Are you guys going to come back and see us, or what?
Absolutely.
All right, good.
Yeah, when you're in New York, definitely
yeah,
stop
we like
in,
these
man.
Guys. All right.
Adam and Jamie, thanks for checking in.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
There they go, the Mythbusters guys.
I love that show.
Very
I just
good.
watch all those things, and I'm fascinated by that, the water and the bullets, and then I ask myself, why am I fucking fascinated with that? I have no clue.
They're actually, I know they're doing something now where they're trying to find out if it's true, actually, that Ben Sparks does anything in that back office.
Mythbuster. Yeah, get on that one.
Peruse the internet like an ass, highlighting things and then scrolling. For those of you that can't see Ben, he takes the mouse, highlights things, and then just scrolls. He doesn't read
Scrolls. Yeah, go to some type of message board or anything. Now go to a particular post and highlight it. Now just scroll it away.
Don't read it.
Don't read it. Just highlight it. I'm doing it now. Highlight and scroll away.
Learn nothing from the post. Just highlight it and keep going. He thinks he's speed reading. Dude, my brain registers everything, dude. I'll just recall it later.
You want to get punched today, don't you?
Oh, wow. Yeah, bring it, Ben.
Bring it on.
Bring it, Ben.
What are you doing
You
there?
scared him.
Oh, I'm scared.
All right.
Today at 5, from your microwave to your dryer, hidden dangers in household appliances you use every day. What you should know.
What? The dryer, what?
That one
Hidden
just came
dangers in everything?
Fear, 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 fear. That one just came in.
Scare you.
Hidden dangers.
Bastards.
We'll be doing a whole segment on media fear soon.
Yeah.
He's been collecting some good ones. And if you have ones that happen on your local newscast, please send them into the program, okay?
Right.
Before taking a break, I think we should get into this Hillary Clinton thing.
Yuck.
Exactly.
I like her. She's tough as nails, this one.
This is my new obsession.
Yep.
I think it's all our, we're all into this one, right?
Yeah, this is
it started with Chuck Schumer. Ugh.
Chuck Schumer. Another one. Him and Hillary skipping together, his head buried up her ass. And what they do is they tackle these issues that get a lot of press and amount to nothing. They waste time with issues that 99.9% of the people that they're representing aren't even affected by this.
But it gets their name in the papers and on TV.
And that's their prime goal.
That's all it is.
Getting FaceTime, getting their name out there, getting their name associated with something that's perceived as good and helping, and it's just nothing.
They're safe issues.
Yep.
As well, by the way. Very safe issues.
Yeah.
Because if you're a politician and let's say you try to take on drunk driving, hello, you know what I mean? But let's go after the violent video games.
Yeah. Why, the drunks will come after you?
Well, they go after things that you can't be wrong on, like pornography. No one's going to stick up for pornography.
No.
No one's going to stick up for violent video games.
Yep.
So it's almost like it's a safe issue.
It's a safe issue instead of really jumping on the bandwagon and being vocal about something like gay marriage, where there are two definite sides.
That's even a better example.
Two pretty equal sides as far as numbers go and passionate about the subject. So no politician really wants to alienate half of their constituency. So what they do is not touch it. They might touch it. They might just give a little comment about how they want to protect the marriage, but we also feel people have rights, and it's all wishy-washy, and they never get behind one side or the other. But video games, it's awful. Get them off.
Bunch of phony leaders. We don't have real leaders anymore.
No.
We have leaders that look at polls and then make decisions.
Yep.
They're not brave enough to just speak their mind and go after something they believe in. They wait for the polls to come in and go, well, we got to be right down the middle on this one, or we're gonna turn some voters away.
And their goal, like the news, was supposed to be to inform the people, and it's turned into an entertainment show. Their goal, the politicians now, is all about FaceTime, re-election, being popular. It's like an actor. They're like an actor. You want to get out there, do something that a lot of people see, a lot of people react positively to, so you get reelected. That's it. It's not about helping people. It's not about really representing the people and helping them.
So this is what Hillary Clinton is up to.
Can I ask
today.
one point? Like, you're right. Why don't they ever take the issue that there's going to be a reaction from? Like, why can't a politician?
I know. I saw you laughing over there.
Couldn't help it.
He starts laughing,
I know.
and it just blows the whole thing.
Sorry. It won't work now, but I was going to say, why can't one politician say, do sonograms on all pregnant women, and if it looks like it might be a tart, drop an anvil on the belly.
Take that stance.
And legislate
Run that
it.
one in front of the press. See how it works.
But you have to legislate it. It's not even her choice anymore.
Right.
It's the state has the right
to drop an anvil.
We can't abort it. We can't. Keep our hands off your body. We can put our anvils on them.
So this is what Hillary's up to today.
U.S. Senator Hillary Clinton wants a federal agency to investigate the popular video game Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It seems players can access pornography and violent content for the game from the internet. Mrs. Clinton has asked the Federal Trade Commission to find out how players are doing that. She's also questioning the game's M rating for mature and whether it should be changed to a rating of adults only.
Millions and millions of dollars in sales up for grabs, depending on that rating.
That's what the M really stands for, right?
That's right,
all
millions.
the money they made.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what
That's
the M
what
could
M.
also stand for? My husband fucked everybody, and I stayed with him so I could be elected senator. That'd be a nice M word. Stupid. How about my calf and his ankles are fat?
Yeah, that's her big issue now, is she's going to spend time finding out where this content came from. It came from the web. It was in-game. They took it out to get the M rating, I guess. You're able to access, you could download a program, and then you're able to access nudity in Grand Theft Auto and violent content. That's what the whole game is. You're not accessing new violent content. It's all violent content. It's a great game. But you're able to see some nudity on the game also, aside from the violent content. And she's trying to find out now where this came from.
Yeah.
It was in the game. For some reason, they wouldn't have gotten the M rating if they included it in the game. But because of it's a computer program that can be changed, there's now a program out there where you can change it. The game, to give it an adults-only rating, we talked about this the other day. You will make these games disappear. It's the way politicians will censor the game. It's not actually saying, pull that game, we don't agree with its content, because legally you can't do that. It's freedom of expression. But what they could do is give it an adult-only rating. Now a store cannot sell it. You can't now sell this. It's like selling porno at Blockbuster. You can't sell it. So where do you sell it? Do you open up an adult-only content video game store? It wouldn't work. So the game, because there wouldn't be a demand for it, would then go away.
Wow, that's a great point. I didn't think of it that way.
Again, it's the politicians' way of actually censoring us. They did it with the FCC. They didn't come down and say there's new rules out for the FCC, but they scared the shit out of the radio companies to make them take all that content, all the questionable sexual-oriented content off the airwaves completely. Yep. Now, they can say, well, we didn't censor you.
Right.
They're self-policing. The reason they're self-policing is because the government imposed these ridiculous fines on them that they were forced to self-police. It's censorship, and it's what Hillary's trying to do with these games.
What about kids?
Yeah, kids, parent your fucking kids. Take the game, watch what they're playing. It's not that hard. Is it that hard to go in and see what your kid's playing on his PlayStation? If you don't like it and don't want your kid playing it, it's well within your right to take the game away. To then take it out of stores, make it not available to adults, plenty of adults that are playing this game, more adults than kids, if you ask me, that play this game. To make it unavailable for us because the children, it's another excuse.
And are they really being affected?
No.
No one can prove that.
There were killings years before video games, that's for sure. What the hell was that about?
I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.
Uh-oh. Pull that record. Someone might try that.
I mean, and besides, there's worse things kids could be doing than video games. Like, how many kids have accidentally hung themselves jerking off in a closet? That auto asphyxiation?
Yeah.
That's a big problem.
A kid just killed himself doing that. Just the other day. Found him in the woods hanging. Ugh. He was trying to play that pass-out game that you see in Spencer's every so often. You ever see that pass-out game?
Oh, we got that.
You always heard about it as a kid. Thank you, Travis.
Oh, Travis, with your scary haircut. Thank you.
What do I have?
Travis, hook up Jimmy.
Wait, did Danny highlight the funny parts? Well, look, a dash. We used one of those earlier.
Yeah, boy dies playing passing out game, officials believe. A 10-year-old boy was found dead hanging from a tree. Apparently killed himself while trying to get high playing the pass-out game, authorities said. You ever see this game in the in Spencer's?
I've seen it. What is it, though? Is it a drinking game?
Yeah, I guess it could be, but it's more a oxygen deprivation game.
And they just sell this openly?
Yeah, and then there's another,
Where's Hillary?
Hillary! There's another game where you used to hyperventilate, and then someone would grab you and kind of squeeze your chest or stomach, and you'd pass out. But right when you start passing out, they're supposed to let go, and it's like, cool, that was a nice buzz. You know, it's a cheap high. And I guess this kid heard about it, tried to put something around his neck and a tree, tried to cut off his air supply, but ended up passing out and hanging.
Wow.
That's how they found him.
Gotta be
Dead.
honest. He probably wouldn't have contributed much. If you
No,
die,
you're right.
because you think it'd be fun to almost hang yourself, you don't have a bright future.
I think if you're going to try this hanging, if you're going to try to hang yourself temporarily just till you pass out, you should probably position yourself in a way that when you pass out, you fall away from whatever you're hanging yourself on.
Yeah.
Not a noose where you're just, now you have no leg power and you're just hanging.
He was probably tippy-toeing on a stool.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
There was another incident that happened here.
3 months ago, yeah.
What is this about?
In Napa, a 13-year-old girl, Chelsea Dunn, found dead, apparently hanging herself in the closet. An investigation was inconclusive, but Dunn's family believes she died accidentally while playing the game, which was popular with a group of girls at school. 6 girls at the school were suspended for a day after a security camera videotape showed the 7th graders choking each other in the hallway.
What the?
So fucking hot. Me, you, Betsy will choke each other.
You know, they asked the family of the boy, the kid's name was Dalton, and they said that the reason he wanted to be hung was because he looked up to Ben Sparks.
Doyle.
Hey, Doyle.
Yeah, let's say hi to Doyle in Georgia.
I aims to kill you with it.
What's up, Doyle?
Hey,
Hey.
just had a point I wanted to make about the porno games there, or the San Andreas, the Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
There's enough idiots out there that have the technological know-how that they could take a game like Kim Impossible and make a mod for it to where the damn little girl shows up nude. It's not the manufacturer of the game. It's not the game itself. It's just people out there being idiots that can take the technology and make it do what they want it to do.
People also don't understand computers still. They don't understand programming, video games. What they think whatever content is in a video game is put there by the people that made the video game, and they're responsible.
Well, the politicians are talking out of their asses.
They're retards. They have no clue about video gaming. They also have no clue that mostly adults play these things and buy them. You know, a lot of kids don't have $40.
You think Hillary actually did her research and sat down and even had someone else play the game so she could see what it was all about?
This isn't a research thing.
No
This is one of those surface topics that she just has to look and see.
Give me a one sheet. Give me some bullet points.
Oh, great. They shoot. You could shoot cops. You could do this. There's nudity, violence. Well, I could come out against this. Great.
Well, let's say hi to Andy in Ohio. Andy.
Hey, guys. What's up?
Hey, Andy.
Hey, I'm calling on this Hillary bitch. You know, with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, you got to be, isn't it M17 rating?
Yeah, it's already an adult rating. It's an M rating. So if you're buying this, you have to be an adult. Stop.
Yeah, so, I mean, I even bought it at Walmart, one of the first Grand Thefts that came out, and they actually carded me. So somehow these idiot parents are letting their kids, they're actually buying it for them. I mean, and then you get a product of, like, that clip that you guys play with that kid on the Xbox. I shot him. I mean, if my kid ever did that, I'd whoop his ass.
Yeah, meanwhile, he's just cursing at his mother. These are the same parents that let these kids play the games and complain to the politicians that these games are out there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, punching out.
Thanks, Andy.
See ya.
I love GTA. I just picked up the version for the computer.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful.
Yeah, that's a hot topic today. Hillary's all over the news with that one. And something else that caught our eye this morning when we were watching all the newscasts, one of the local stations here in New York was celebrating Bastille Day.
Bastille Day.
By sending their black dude out in the streets dressed like a Frenchman, first of all, which was a little weird.
Dressed like a Frenchman? How would a Frenchman dress?
With the beret and the...
Yeah, the beret and the little striped shirt.
Obviously a stereotypical Frenchman.
Yeah.
I don't think they walk around France like that.
How many French people you see wearing that beret and the striped shirt?
Only the ones that have to, because it's like, you know what I mean? Like
for the tourists?
For the tourists and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, mademoiselle. Riding a bicycle with a bag on the front with French bread sticking out of it. And bicycling their way home.
And then they all were trying to, do the stereotypical French accent on TV.
Yeah, they were all doing the French accent.
And it caught our attention because I was thinking, why is that okay? But then when other holidays hit...
Yeah, ethnic-based holidays.
It certainly wouldn't be okay to do a stereotypical voice or something.
No.
So we got an example here. This is really from a newscast this morning here in New York City.
Mike Woods, here's something appetizing, French food. That's what you're going to be sampling later, right, Mike?
Mm-hmm. Already had some French baguettes with fresh butter and some café.
Oh.
Waiting for some bagels.
Hey, with your
bagel, le bagel.
Oh, that doesn't work, does it?
with your Cajun roots, maybe some beignet?
Oh, wow.
I guarantee that's not good.
Yeah, hey, we'll have to see. Yes.
Well, that's not...
Jesus.
There was more to this clip, unfortunately. I don't think they got the whole thing, but...
Well, he was doing that accent, and, yeah, he did it more.
And then, they went back into the studio, and they continued with the...
They continued doing the French accent back and forth. And, yeah, that's a little... I don't know. Especially with the news being so politically correct. That doesn't seem like the thing to do. Let's see Cinco de Mayo. Yes, see? I'm going to take a siesta. Martin Luther King's birthday. Mm-hmm. You don't see the white guys out there going, well, Lordy Lord, how we doing today?
Back to you in the studio, motherfucker.
Right.
It does seem a little off when you're watching it that the news would actually do something like that.
Yeah, stereotypical accent.
So what are you doing for Yom Kippur? Just going to walk around, not leave a tip, control the banks?
Yeah, how are you? Why bother? Why bother telling you? Who'll listen?
Just something that caught our eye.
Yeah, that was a little off.
A little strange. All right, we should take a quick break.
For Chinese New Year, everybody doesn't walk around and shrink their cocks and have no expression on their face.
Put those surgical masks on to stop spreading that goddamn Chinese disease.
SARS.
Oh, it's SARS, right.
So what are you doing for the New Year? Achoo! Back to you, Flank.
Yeah, you don't see that.
No. Don, real fast.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Don.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
Hey, I just, I know you guys move so fast, but I had a friend of mine, Clint, in high school. Him and a bunch of his buddies, they would do the whole audio asphyxiation thing. And, of course, then one time he tried to do it by himself and couldn't get back up in the car in his garage. And then family comes all happily home from dinner and open the garage, and he's swinging in the garage. And it kind of screwed up his whole family. Everybody just kind of went crazy. His brother started doing drugs. His mom just blew up.
What did they catch him? What did they catch him doing, though?
Well, he was just hanging himself, trying to auto-asphyxiate himself, and they never actually released if he was, like, jacking it or anything, but they just, his family, they drove home and found him just hanging in the garage.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
Hypocrite, Opie.
Yeah, it wasn't so terrific for them, but it is kind of pretty sad.
Nah, it sucks. All right. Thank you.
All right, well, hey, thanks a lot. Great show.
Yeah, it was a great show until you brought down the mood of the show. Jesus.
Why would you jack in the garage?
I know.
You could hang yourself. I think that he was just hanging himself.
Hey, so Sue, what are you going to do for Ramadan? What is that, a marble? No, it's my clit. I cut it off.
Yes. What do you got there?
Andrew calls.
Oh. What?
What?
You wanted the Andrew calls.
Uh-oh.
What are the Andrew calls?
Oh, jeez. Hold on. Hold on to your hats, kids. Oh, no, Hawks. What are you doing, Hawk?
Hawk doesn't have to hold on to his hat. It's fucking stapled to his head. Little hat.
Oh, boy.
He takes it off like I literally meant it.
Yeah, meant it was stapled to it. What happened? Opie asked you for something?
Oh, Opie had said earlier that he wanted the Andrew calls, so somebody went in the bag and cut it up for him.
All right, and is that what happened? Is that what happened, Opie?
That's what he said. I wanted the original Andrew call. Like, what are those Andrew calls?
Him calling.
You have to talk into the mic. No one can hear you.
Him calling in from the WOW.
That's not on.
Him calling in from the WOW bike ride.
Oh, he was awful during that. Yeah, I didn't want that.
All right,
well, you got it.
That's right.
You didn't want it, but you got it.
No, I just said we wanted the original call just to get everyone up to speed. He'll be in here tomorrow to do the news, so. All right. We got to take a break. Todd Lynn outside the studio.
Yeah, we'll get Todd in here.
Carlos Mencia on the phone. Lots to do today.
Wait.
Oh, you know, I'm starting to get hot. Oh, you know, I'm starting to get hot. Oh, no, I'm going to give up my virginity. I'm a sport. Maybe take a little cock right into my mouth. It must hurt. Maybe taking it in the rear. Maybe bang me up the ass. That's what they call me. She's a freak. That's what they call me. She's a freak. What do you want me to do? I'm gonna be facing the wall. What do you want me to do? I've always wanted a juicy cock. Put it between the boobs. I'm into the TFing. Put it between the boobs. Put it in the pits. Put it in the pits. My favorite oral treat. My favorite eating cock. I'm hungry for a big, fat, juicy cock. After I whack your bag, whack your bag, whack your bag, whack your bag. Shoot your big wad of cum right into my mouth. That's what they call me. She's a freak. That's what they call me. Oh, God. After I suck you off, I want you to bang me up the ass. I'm hungry for a hard male cock. Stick your huge cock in my tight ass. That's scaring me. I take it in the rear. I'm a freak. That's what I was taught. I got a big juicy cock from Ben the other day. Oh, I like the bananas. Oh, God. I like the bananas. I'm a freak. I enjoy having sex with a guy. I enjoy cum in my mouth. I enjoy cock between the boobs. I enjoy cock in my tight ass. That's what they call me. She's a freak. That's what they call me. She's a freak.
And Anthony Show.
All right, let's go right to the phone and say hi to a friend of the show, Carlos Mencia. Carlos.
What's up, dog?
How are you, buddy?
Good. I'm sorry you're going to get the echo because I'm in the big room, dude.
I've seen Carlos's house. Holy shit.
Really?
Yeah, he's doing quite well for himself. He can play tennis in his living room.
If it wasn't for all the other Mexicans in there with him, right? How many people you share that house with?
Right now, dude, nobody actually. Oh, actually, yeah, just one of my brothers is here, but that's it.
Really?
Yeah, right now. But
Carlos,
a week ago, it was about 16.
16.
Yeah, you walk into his house and he has one of those it's like a 30-foot ceiling, right there in the foyer.
Living large.
And then you walk into the living room, it's huge, and then it's a little, a big couch and a big TV that's in one part of the living room, and then the rest is like empty space.
Wow.
Because you said, he's doing quite well for himself, decides to buy a big house, and then realized, oh shit, I got to furnish this whole thing. Right? That's the problem, Carlos, huh?
Isn't it like it's the pain in the ass, dude? And everybody has their ideas of what it is. And every fag that ever comes to my house, it's like they get a hard on. Oh, look, you can do this and you can do that. And the colors. And it's like, oh, fuck, dude. I don't need this shit,
So you just have nothing in there?
Yeah, so, like, what I end up doing is I end up, like, when friends move or whatever, like, dude, I don't need this couch anymore, so it ends up getting bigger and bigger, but it's all this stuff that doesn't match at all, dude, at all. I don't care.
Listen to the echo, man.
I know.
It's like he's in a gym or something.
Yeah, but who needs that, dude? I mean, come on. Like, what guy is it seriously? And my wife's, I guess, busy, but if she does it, I don't care. But I mean, personally, I don't give a shit. It's not like I'm thinking, oh man, people are gonna come in and say I didn't decorate this place nicely. What am I gonna fucking do? I don't care.
No, that's what it comes down in the end. Do we really care as guys what our places look like?
Are you supposed to even?
Yeah.
Like, what am I, Ryan Seacrest? I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm still trying to decorate my own joint there.
You don't entertain, Carlos?
No.
No, you don't have people over for little parties?
Oh, yeah, that's what I do. I entertain, dude. No, I've got family over way too much in the front. You know what? Maybe that's what it is. I just don't want to make this place look nice to invite more leeches and moochers in my house.
And here's the other deal. I mean, you're in a position to finally enjoy, what you have done with your career, and you got the big house and all, but you're on the road still, so you don't even get to really live in your house.
You know what? I had to cancel the road because of the TV show, but I leave at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I come back home at around 12.
Yeah. So
those are my days. So I'm literally here to sleep, and that's it.
Oh,
Well, I'm not, dude. I'm not worried about it. Whatever, bro.
By the way, happy Bastille Day.
Is that what today is? Bastille Day?
Bastille or what is it?
Bastille, yeah.
Bastille.
The Bastille Day.
Bastille Day.
And that's some French thing, right?
Oh, of course it is.
We hate the French.
And what? Okay, so what am I supposed to do today?
I don't know. I don't get what that holiday's about. It's like some kind of their Independence Day or something.
You're supposed to just do a lot. Just accent everything today with
Kiss it. Find a Nazi and kiss him on the lips.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk around hugging people, going,
Yeah. Hug and kiss Nazis and cook them food so they're strong.
Happy Bastille Day.
Yeah, we needed you before the break because we were discussing this. The local news guys on TV in New York here, they all had to do their French accents for Bastille Day.
Which is a little inappropriate.
And then Anthony was like, you're not seeing people do the black accent when it's
Kwanzaa or something comes up. They're not out there going, hey, Lord.
Yeah, but you know why?
Old 30s style black guy voice.
It's still something that you can't do. Like even on my show, I say beaner all the time, and it never gets beefed out. I said, I think it was last night, I had said nigger, and I had to change it to Negro.
Really?
Yes. And I was like, you are some double standard motherfuckers, man. So what I did was it pissed me off so much. And I was like, listen, guys, nigga and nigger are two different words. And they were like, no, they're not. I said, well, you know what? I'm going to do a bit on it then. I'm going to go ask black people out on the hood to explain to white people what the difference between the word nigga and nigger are. And I actually found out exactly what the difference is.
Yeah?
So here's the difference between nigga and nigger. If you're educated and you make over $50,000 a year, there is no fucking difference. The two words are exactly the same. If you're from the hood, nigger is bad. Nigga is you're my friend, you're my boy, you're my dog, you're my homie. But if you're white, you can never ever use any of the two words because you just still don't have the right to. But because
I hate that. I hate that bullshit that we don't have the right to say that word. That is ridiculous.
I'm telling you exactly what they say.
No, I understand, but it's ridiculous.
Oh, you can say it.
I kind of like the effect that white people can't say it, just because it makes it more effective when I yell it out a car window.
The funny thing was, I asked this one guy, I go, listen, 85% of rap albums are purchased by white people. So if a song's got the word nigga in it, and you bought that song and you're white, are you telling me that you don't have the right to sing every lyric in that goddamn fucking song even though you paid for it?
Yeah.
And they were like, well, I mean, I guess he can sing it, but, like, only in his car if nobody's listening. And I'm like, what kind of shit is that? That's such bullshit. But that's pretty much. And then, of course, there were, like, the guys that were hanging out with white guys that we interviewed, and those guys were totally cool. And the white guys were like, yeah, man, that's my nigga. And the black guys were like, that's my nigga. And it was like, it was so, like, cool and easy.
That's touching.
But the majority of brothers are like, nah, they can't say that, man. No. And all the rappers we interviewed were like, nope, that's our word. We took that word and turned it into something different. White people, y'all can't touch that shit. Fuck y'all. Sorry about it, but you can't.
Carlos.
I was like, damn, that's got to suck to be white.
Carlos, I tell a story on the show. It comes up every once in a while. I got knocked out because I said the word.
Nigger or nigga?
Oh, I went old school. I went old school.
Well, come on, dude. You can't say nigger to a black guy.
Let me explain. And I got a chip tooth to this day to prove it. I was I'm a pretty good basketball player. I grew up playing. My dad was a basketball player, blah, blah, blah. I played on all the teams. I went to basketball camp. I was hanging with the brothers is what I'm getting at here, like crazy, to the point, I felt like I was part of them. I would go to
You thought that you were black because you were fucking
Well, no, I didn't go down. I didn't go down that route. I let Jimmy go down that route. Jimmy had thought he was black for a while, but but I'm going to their hoods and playing on their courts, and I was just into the, I felt like I was one of them, And we were playing a pickup game one day, and one of my good friends at the time, Gary, to set it up real fast, they were throwing the N-word around loosely, like nice shot, nigger, nice this, and blah blah blah. So my buddy Gary, hits a 3-pointer or whatever, and I turned to him as we were running back up the court to go, hey, nice shot, nigga, like that, just like everyone else was doing on the court that I've heard a million times, right? Dude, I didn't even get the second half of the word out before I realized I was out cold on the. Well, I didn't realize because I was out cold, but I got knocked out.
Who did it?
The guy Gary,
his friend,
my friend. I turned to him. Basically, this is what I remember. I turned to him and I said, "Nice shot." Bam.
Was that the first time you'd ever said that to him?
Yeah. All of a sudden, I was like, kind of
the last.
You know, the relationship was growing and stuff. I'm in the environment, and I decide, hey, might as well give it a shot. Everyone else is throwing the word around, and you're younger too. You know, you don't.
We can go to the next level with this.
Exactly. But I'm running up the court, and I turn to him to say that, and bam.
See, that dude. You thought you could go anal on him, and you couldn't, dude. That's what happens. You just can't go there sometimes. It sucks, bro. I think it's gotta suck.
It did suck. He had a good punch.
Did you guys?
That was the end of our friendship, unfortunately.
Did it mess up your friendship?
Yeah, it was never the same after that.
You tried to be friends with him after he punched you?
Honestly, I don't remember. I don't think so. I think it was just obviously just ridiculously awkward and stuff. And
of course it was.
And then they gave the speech of like, we could say it to each other, but blah blah. And I'm like,
and that's what I found out. But that to me doesn't make sense because here's the whole point. And this is the weird part, that I'm interviewing people, and I'm like, all right, guys, what is the difference in the words? And they're like, well, nigga is, you're like a friend. You're a good person. You're cool. You're my friend. And I was like, well, if that's your friend, then can a white guy, can you say, can a white guy be your nigga? And they're like, yeah, a white guy can be my nigga. It's all good because it has nothing to do with race. And I'm like, well, then if it has nothing to do with race, why can't white people say it?
Right.
And they're like, cuz. It was born from a fucked up word that white people invented, and we just don't want them to use it out of principle.
But the nation... Oh, forget it. Don't get me started. It's ridiculous.
But do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like totally bad. And then, so we interviewed this racist, like this real racist, Tom Metzger. I don't know if you know this guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, Tom, they, black people have taken the word nigga, turned it into nigga, and now it's a word of affection. Does that bother you that they've, kind of taken that word away and so to speak, taken the balls out of the word? And he was like, fuck no. Let me tell you all the other words I got. And he proceeded to rattle off some racist shit that I have never even heard before, dude. It was, have you guys ever heard moon cricket?
Yes.
I've never heard that. I was like, what?
Yeah, where the hell did that come from?
Dude, I've never been in front of a real racist. I almost threw up in the middle of this interview, dude. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Hey, we got some instant feedback coming in, Carlos. Pose Bloody Gee from whackbag.com, he writes, I saw the show last night, and it blows away Chappelle. Funniest thing on Comedy Central ever.
I'm getting chills, dude. Holy shit.
Ask him about the wetback sign if you didn't see the show last night.
Oh, well, you guys don't know this, but here in San Diego, they actually, the deer crossing signs, right?
Yeah.
They actually have a sign because illegal aliens were getting hit on the freeway with a family crossing the freeway. Like a dad, a mom, and the kid. And this is actually like a deer crossing sign for people that are driving, like, watch out, don't hit the Mexicans. But nobody wants to say that they're Mexicans. So I went, like, I got the Department of Transportation guy. I turned off the camera and we rigged it so that the little red button wasn't on. Yeah. And I actually got him to say that the sign is actually for wetbacks.
Of course.
But everybody knows, dude. Here's the funny thing. In the white neighborhoods, here's how it went. Have you ever seen this sign? Yes. Do you know what it is? It's people crossing a road maybe somewhere to be cautious. What kind of people? Just any American family maybe going to the beach. I'd go to to the barrio. You know what this is? Yeah, those are the wetbacks running across the freeway because they were getting hit. Perfect. They were just real, dude. That's a difference. Like, that's what I do when things come up. I go to the hood to get, like, the honest, real answers, and then I go to white neighborhoods to get the whitewashed, like, nice, cutesy answer. Yeah. And it's hilarious when you put them together.
Very funny. We got to go to Jim in South Carolina. Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I think it's because of the history of the word of the white people calling the black people nigger out of hatred and disrespect. And I think that's why black people now, whenever they hear a white person say that to them, they take it as such. And, you know, instead of...
that's a very perceptive point of view, that black people don't like nigger because it was once negative by white people.
Well, I'm just saying, though...
You should really be a social activist.
No, Jimmy, come on. I'm just saying that's why... you know, black people say it to themselves.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to make it a better thing.
We get it.
All right, thank you, Jim.
Well, it worked for them. I guess that's true. But the thing is that here's what I found out: for the black guys that use that word, that hang out with white people, it's totally cool for white people to do it. It's only like the black guys in the hood, it seemed. You know what I mean? The brothers that don't really hang out with white guys,
yeah,
those brothers are like, no way. And the rappers, believe it or not, who use that word, the rappers were like, fuck no, cannot use it. Can sing the lyrics to my song, can buy my album, cannot use that word, period.
They don't want white rappers
under no
taking
circumstance.
Here's a question I don't know the answer to. Does Eminem use the word?
No. He doesn't now, but he was younger. He did, and I believe he got his ass beat for it, or something really bad happened to him.
I love Eminem, but he never attacks anything in the black community, or very rarely, unless it's kind of safe. That's the only criticism I have of him. He attacks Britney Spears and, like, you know, Carson Daly, that type of shit. And he goes after
the doggy.
Yeah, or
Triumph.
Yeah, man. But never any type of, and never any other rappers who would shoot him for it.
Yeah, I wonder why. I don't care, man. On last night's show, I actually next week's show, I actually bring back the ghost of Johnny Cochran. So I'm nailing everybody, dude. Everybody.
His tumor.
Let's take another call from Chris in Pennsylvania. Chris?
Hey, O&A, what's going on?
What's up?
Lil Gollum, how you doing?
Hello.
I got a question for Carlos. Carlos,
what's up?
You're always talking about the black thing, and you know, they don't like to be called nigger and everything. But how about the Mexicans? Like, what Latin American? Would you be considered Latin American, beaner, spick, wetback, or nigger light?
I use all of those words except for nigger light. Haven't used that one yet, but you can throw that out too. I don't care. Personally, to me, dude, they're just stupid words. For me, it's not even about the word itself. It's about how you say it and what you mean by it. You know what I'm saying? If somebody says, like, if I'm walking down the street and somebody's like, what's up, Beaner? You know what I mean? Hey, that's my Beaner. I love your show, Beaner. That's cool. I don't care. It's when, you know, I get that racist, you know, hey, why don't you get your fucking Beaner ass? That to me is the issue. I don't.
Yeah, but Beaner,
funny or fun?
Beaner's got to be Beaner is such a mellow. Beaner is such a mellow slur, though.
Yeah, you know, Beaner, Spick, but any of them.
Spick is a lot worse than Beaner.
It all depends on where it's coming from. Like, my girlfriend never gets mad if I say something like, you cunt. You know, like, as long as I'm, like, smiling and kind of happy about it, she's fine with it.
As long as you got that happy face, it's okay with it?
Yeah, maybe I wink at her after I say it.
You wink.
You know what's funny? It's like I don't understand why certain people have certain words. For me, it's like, yeah, you know, I'll say that to my wife sometimes, but if it's fun. But then again, I could use a word that's not even like I consider my wife cunt, but like in a happy way, and she's cool about it. But if I even say like bitch in an inappropriate way, which is way less than cunt, pisses her off because it's all about, you know, the context in which you're using it and what you mean by it. That's it.
I personally love stereotypes. Love them.
I do too. I use them on the show all the time. Yesterday, last night, we shot this piece because I haven't made fun of Italians yet on the show. And I was like, man, we got to make fun of Italians on the show. So we shot this piece where it's like, you know, I'm talking to the Godfather, and he's pissed at me, basically, like explaining to me how I'm racist because I haven't made fun of Italian people yet. And I'm trying to explain to him, like, look, I'm afraid to make jokes about Italians because, you know, in every movie, somebody does a joke and it goes too far and you guys shoot him. And, you know, in the end, the guys are basically like, no, man, Italians were fun people. And they start telling me jokes. And then, of course, I do an Opie on them and tell them, you know, a joke back. They don't laugh, and then they shoot me. So, you know, I'm all down with the stereotypes, dude. I don't care what they are.
There you go. All right, they're telling us you have to be and have to go and stuff.
Oh man, that sucks, guys. I'm gonna stop by New York sometime. I want to come by and see you guys, man.
We would love to have you, Carlos.
So how have you guys been, by the way? Everything good?
Things are great. We're loving this satellite radio thing.
Dude, the show sounds really unbelievable. I got the radio myself, so you guys sound, not to kiss your ass because I don't have to, but really, you guys sound unbelievable. You're saying things.
All right, Carlos Mencia, Mind of Mencia is on Wednesdays at 10:30 on Comedy Central.
We will be friendless.
No, he's a friend of mine personally, and he knows I'm just messing with him.
Wow.
He's listening to this, on the replay. It's just a joke. He knows that. All right. Mind of Mencia, Wednesdays, 10:30 on Comedy Central.
Right.
All right, we're going to get Todd Lynn finally.
Finally. Come on.
And we'll do that next.
Like sand through the hourglass, so is the O&A virus.
Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie may have checked into L.A.'s W. Westwood Hotel as Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
That's the movie name.
I wonder if they did.
This is a publicity stunt. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. They checked in under Mr. and Mrs. Smith as publicists behind all this stuff. They're eating this up. They love it. Movie coming out and they're getting this kind of press. I don't think they're banging. Put on robes. Yeah, room service has come. Look, we have this idea. You know how that shit works. We have an idea. After the premiere, you two, we've already reserved a room over at the W. Go over there, sign in under Mr. and Mrs. Smith, because then that's the name of the movie. And then, of course, we have your rooms set up, different rooms, under different names that you'll go to and actually sleep in. But in the morning, we're going to have you go into the one room and then come out for room service in your bathrobes. Oh, this is going to be great.
What's more exciting than that? Angelina with her face in the pillow and her asshole wide open. That would probably take a little bit of a priority on the excitement list.
2 words, Angelina gaping.
Yeah.
Wow.
When he entered the room, that would have been a great story. If when the room service came, she's on her face and there's lard by the bed and her ass is in the air, and he enters with a fistful of lard.
Can I help you?
No, but her hands are tied behind her back and her ass is up in the air.
I think poverty would take a back seat to that, huh?
Absolutely. He tips with lard caked hands.
Give him a 10-spot hole greasy
lard. No explanation. Your one shirt sleeve is rolled up.
Proving that Hollywood, these guys just don't have a sense of humor. Because like Anthony set up the whole scene with the publicist, setting up these things. There's got to be one guy in Hollywood that goes, "What the hell? Let's really throw this over the top. This setting up scenes.
Go out and get a tub of Crisco."
Right. You're gonna be tied to the bed face down. Can you whimper?
And Brad, let's spread the lard on your arm up to the elbow. That's a good one.
Yeah, and he's got like that the lard, the shirt sleeve rolled up, and the clothes put on his nose.
Room service. Ooh, pardon me.
Not in your hat.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
All right. Let's get Todd Lynn in here. Making him wait. I know. Sorry to make you wait, Todd. Usually, honestly, there's nothing going on with our program, and we just kind of make it up and just fuck around.
Man,
today, we're really busy today, so I apologize to make you wait.
Man, y'all had a lot of stuff today, a lot of content.
Yeah, a lot of bullshit. Oh, he's eating now. It's the eating portion of the program.
Kind of weird, because I've talked to Todd for exactly 2 minutes, and it was about bowel movements.
Yeah.
That's something? Yeah, I'm into that. I'm into getting shit out of me.
Yeah.
I'm into that. Yeah.
I got problems. I don't dump for 2 days at a time.
Oh, check this out. I got the perfect product, man. It's called Oxy Powder. This shit is like it's like weapons grade ass Drano. This stuff really works. I mean, it.
Can you get it at the drugstore?
No, actually, you got to order it offline. And I never.
That online shit.
That sounds scary.
What's wrong, man? You don't buy stuff offline?
I don't know.
Not like
powder?
medicine stuff.
No,
actually,
honestly, man, I never.
Can I just go uptown and get that powder?
I don't subscribe to any, of these, miracle drugs. Take a pill, lose some weight. I actually tried this. I went to and Jim will tell you, I sent him to a natural health center.
He raves about that.
Yeah,
where they're sticking pipes up or hoses up your ass.
You can watch it all draining out of you through a clear tube.
Yeah, that actually scares
He's the one that turned you on to that?
Yes, yeah. You actually
Jim
see bugs come out your ass, don't you?
Bugs. I didn't have bugs. I took the debugging stuff. I didn't have bugs, but I watched feta cheese come out.
Oh, God.
I saw little white hunks. I'm like, I either ate chalk or that's feta cheese from 2 weeks ago.
You have no idea how much undigested food that you have in your intestines and your colon. No fucking idea. No, I'm telling you, it is. And this Oxy Powder, what it does is it oxygenates all the sediment that's in your intestines and your colon, and it flushes it out. I'm telling you, it works so well, you actually lose weight because your body starts processing your food faster.
Really?
Yeah. It gets you clean, man. Jim would tell you, what was I, about 270, 280? I lost 35 pounds just after taking this product and then cleaning out my colon. Yeah.
That's a lot of logs.
So if you can't
And what about the bugs?
Huh?
You saw bugs coming out?
Yo, man, do you know some of the food you eat is infested with bugs? Salads, stuff like that. And there's little microorganisms, and they sit in your bowels, in your colon, and they feed off of that sediment. And they actually live in your body. And I'm telling you, they give you some... you go to these, it's actually something called Parabuster because it's parasites inside of your colon, right? And this stuff, and you will see it. You will look actually in the stool and see it and go, okay, I'm taking this the rest of my damn life.
I can't have bugs in me.
Yeah, you probably do, man.
No.
Yeah.
Anthony doesn't want to hear about stuff
I don't
like
that. I've never seen anything crawling out of any of my dumps.
Well,
I don't look at
that's
them.
because they don't come out of your dumps. They stay in your colon where they can feed. You got to actually...
But when they ride a log out by accident?
Like one or two.
Hey, let's get a log ride going.
Kind of munching somewhere, all of a sudden a log pushes him out like, hey.
Parasite thought he was living the high life.
I'm eating here.
He's being shot out.
It's like on the train, you fall asleep and miss your stop, you wind up in the bowl.
Actually, it's from bad food combinations like that crap you eating now. The
granola and yogurt.
The live yogurt and the granola, they actually, those two different
and
things.
this yogurt's been sitting out for 5 hours.
Oh, man, you are so done.
Well, actually, what you eating is you eating carbs, right, which is the granola, right, which actually digests in a totally different environment in your stomach versus the protein-based yogurt.
That's going to come out the same consistency it went in.
Yeah.
When he shits, it's actually like Mentadent. You have the carbs and the other stuff comes out completely separately.
With bugs riding along it. I love this show. And you can curse. This is great.
Yeah, no getting in trouble here.
Well.
Not like you guys. You guys are troublemakers.
Now, you know what, man?
I tell you, I was strongly advocating you guys being fired. I was so offended.
Yeah, right.
Yo, y'all got y'all fucking nerve, okay? Y'all send people to fucking churches, so I don't even want to.
That's why we wanted Todd on the show. We got something in common. We've all had our careers blown up.
Yeah, we've all fucked up and had to deal with the press getting shit wrong. And
well, the biggest problem that I have with any of this is the management and that corporate crossfire that you get caught in. Is that they actually, I'm telling you, when Hot 97 hired me, they said, we want you to be an antagonist, we want you to be edgy, we want you to be this guy, that people hate on the radio, we want you to push the envelope. And let me say this, and y'all know Rick Delgado. Rick Delgado is a great writer, but he steps across the line.
Really?
Yes.
We never noticed that when he was working for our show.
Yeah, Rick Delgado will cross the line.
We call him Over the Top Rick all the time.
Over the Top Rick. And
did he ever play his gay songs for you guys?
You know what? He did. And I'm like, yo, dude, you know, this ain't going to fly at the black radio station.
I got to play really fast because now Rick is working in San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Wait till they find this little ditty that he wrote for us.
I spoke with him yesterday.
Yeah.
You did.
Wait till they find this song that he wrote about, 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Listen
play
to
this in
It's
San
really
Francisco,
quick.
Rick. Catchy, isn't it?
We're all gay, stick and see NRA. T cells low, we got the HIV. It's a great way to lose some weight on our way to Christopher Street.
This is why I'm fired.
Daddy days, lesions all over my face. Pound my eggs and grab some AZZ. You can watch my life wither away on our way to Christopher Street. On our way to Christopher Street. On our way to Christopher Street.
There you go, San Francisco. He's in your town now.
A tree right through their head.
That is the very reason I'm fired. Now let me say
What
this.
do we used to call him? Over the top Rick or
Over the
something
top
like that?
Rick.
Yo,
Yeah.
Rick is. Let me
That's
say
what I
this.
said 2 minutes ago, Opie.
I like his writing, but like you said, he's over the top. But the problem I have is there are things set up for that. You know, there's a program director, music director,
Exactly.
and a general manager who actually
line of
okay
defense.
this stuff. There's a line of defense for psychos like Rick who will go over the line and occasionally cross the
And
line.
that's supposed to protect the air staff from making these mistakes, errors in judgment, whatever, as you're going off the cuff on a daily basis, to not have things like that happen.
To back up slightly, too, because, Todd talks about why he was hired and what they wanted from you, right? Same thing with Anthony and I. We actually sat in an office with Milt Karmazin, and he basically said, your job is to take it as far as you can and be as edgy as hell.
It goes, things and people are in place to
And he's
keep
like,
you from going over the line.
Your number one job is not to worry about how far you're going, because I have a system in place to protect my license and my radio stations. So you guys don't worry about it. We have guys hired. At the time that we got fired, we were on a help me out. I don't want to exaggerate here, but it was at least a 30-second delay, right?
Yeah, huge delay.
A 30-second delay with two guys in two different areas of the building on buttons.
They could cut out 4 seconds at a clip, too.
And we're
Or
fired.
8.
We had the same thing.
And
set up.
we were fired because we did the Sex with Sam thing. The sex never went down in the church like the media said. And if those guys were doing their job and just dumped out of that part of the show, we would have never been fired. Simple as that. But then, of course, they fucked up, and then, then obviously we had to be the fall guys.
Well, the part that really aggravated me about the entire thing is that I watched John Dimmick, who was the program director, walk into the room the first day that played. He threw his thumbs up, and he's like, great work, guy.
Yeah.
Barry Mayo, the general manager for Emmis Communications and Hot 97, he walked in and he told Rick, he said, you a sick motherfucker, but this is what we need to move the needle and to invoke passion in people and get listeners.
See?
And I didn't disapprove, but, just like everything with Rick, I sat up and said, man, some of this shit is, and when I said it one time to the music director, I said, yo, man, Rick is, is going over the top with some of this stuff. And he said, you know what? That's what we hired him for.
Yeah.
We hired him to go over the top.
Completely
we hired him.
believe
and
this, by the way.
Absolutely.
And as long as you don't violate FCC regulations, we have nothing. We will have your back. As a matter of fact, when we got fired, when we got suspended, their statement to me was, we're putting you on suspended. Nobody's getting fired.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting fired. We're not firing anyone. We're gonna do it 10 days. Let everything calm down. Let me tell you what their bullshit line to me was. Don't worry about it. The Michael Jackson trial is starting, and that's gonna supersede this mess.
Yeah.
And let me tell you that Asian community went on
Yep.
their fucking tsunami.
They went bullshit.
And when they took it to that level, they lost. One day they lost $2 million in advertisement, then 3, then 4. Then my mind starts saying, okay, we getting fired. Now, I had a career completely outside of Hot 97, right, and was in business with a lot of people. And, the Hot 97 said, well, if we're not firing anybody. So when I said it got bad, maybe the 4th, 5th day in, I said, man, let me go on air and apologize for my comments and I'll resign,
like
and you will let me get out of here with my ass intact.
Yeah, so at least you can go on.
Yeah, so I can
your
go
other
on and
business.
continue.
What comments did you want to apologize in case people did not hear the comment?
I made the comment. I'm going to start shooting Asians. But let me tell you why this was taken out of context. We normally had arguments on air, right? One of the dynamics of the show was that none of us really got along and that we had different opinions. So we constantly had debates. We had a young guy who thought like an idiot, and I was an older guy, and, you know, I tried to keep everything in line. We would constantly have debates, and what would happen was when they would make a complete idiotic statement and the guy was black, I said, that's it, I'm just going to start shooting black people.
Yeah.
Or we would report on, a bunch of Puerto Ricans did something. I said, well, that's it, I'm just going to start shooting Asians. When the argument ensued on air between Miss Info, Miss Jones, and myself, in reference to the song, you know, I closed out with the gag motif I always say. Well, I'm just going to start shooting Asians. All everybody heard was I'm going to start shooting Asians.
And the press picks it up.
Right, and not the content of what happened. And I had the same, like, I hear people complain about white people saying nigger. Let me tell you something. If it's in context of the discussion, then say nigger.
Right.
The word does not affect me in context of what we're discussing.
Right.
If Jim asked me and then the word is nigga, I'm not going to go, hey, you know you can't say nigga. That's against the rules. You know, white people can't say nigga no more. You lost your nigga privileges. I'm not, it's in the context. Nobody heard the context. What they heard was that small, I'm shooting Asians, coupled with the song that said chinks.
Right.
From Over the Top Rick, coupled with the fact that the management totally agreed with it. And then they said, oh, well, Ty Lynn is a racist. Yo, I'm 6 feet tall, 250 pounds. Nobody has racism imposed on them more than me, okay? And so I don't want to hear anybody. I'm not racist. I don't know anything negative about Asian people.
Yeah, right.
That I don't even, they're not even on my radar. And the one thing I can say about the song that was maybe a problem for me, and this is where I'm problem. So much stuff happens to me. I get sized up. I get stopped by the police. So many things happen to me. Occasionally, I become oblivious to other racial struggles because it's not in my,
Yeah, so you're focused on your own.
Yeah, I'm catching hell. When I'm catching hell, I don't see Asian people being stopped by the police. I don't see them being harassed. I don't see them being attached to as many things as I get attached to as black. One of my friends in comedy, a guy I respect, is Nick DiPaolo, right? Mm-hmm. And Nick's a real edgy guy when it comes to race. And Nick will always say, look at you hip hop guys, right? Dude, I'm almost 40. I kind of missed the hip hop thing, so I'm not really hip hop, so Nick will go look at the hip hop thing, and I'm like, I don't like them motherfuckers either. They get on my nerves, and I worked at the hip hop station, and that's why I was there. I was there to show the other point, the other side.
Right.
And so like I said, I became oblivious to possibly looking at that song and going, saying chink, and making fun of a tragedy. Plus, man, when you work in this radio, and y'all know it, they push you because they out there selling advertisement that doesn't even, one of their advertisement spots ain't even your salary. You know what I'm saying? I made $100,000 a year over there, right? They sell spots over there for $100,000. I don't, they push you and push it. We need numbers. And you're doing everything. And I'll be honest, I'm a stand-up comedian. I want to keep my job.
Yep.
I want to keep all my money that I made, so I'm like a hired hitman. I'm mercenary as hell. Whatever you ask me to do, I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. If I'm the porno guy and you want me to stick them for 2 hours, my dick is staying hard for 2 hours. I do what you ask me to do because that's what you hired me for. And then you hire me for something, and then you say, well, we don't condone that type of insensitivity.
Yeah, Todd speaks the truth. We live this life. I mean, I'm like shaking over here.
I'm like, my point is like, how do you fire me and then tell me, and if you talk about it,
right.
That's what they do, too.
We gonna come at you with legal ramifications.
Yep.
This is my point to all that. Fuck you.
They
don't. Do you have any idea how it impacted my life? The people that I was in business with, my personal relationships, my parents. My mother doesn't know anything. She's in Mississippi. And all she hears is I said, I'm shooting Asians. So I got to spend 45 minutes trying to explain to her that. And she said, well, why would you? And then there's the questions why. And then corporate America, they don't give a shit because they going, we had $1 million problems. We are going to shift our $1 million problems to your $100,000 ass, and you can't cover that. And we're going to go on, pick up our advertisement, and then every time someone comes to you, and this is the problem I have with Emerson Hot 97, they have several organizations attacking them because they got caught with their pants down. So they'll say, well, we fired the responsible party.
Yep.
And that's where I have issue with them is you ain't fired the responsible parties because the responsible parties still work at Hot 97.
Yeah, you were responsible party. You were doing what you were hired to do.
Right, and this is the killer.
Let me ask you, what did you think about Miss Jones' apology? Did you hear her?
Okay, let me explain to you about Miss Jones' apology, right? Miss Jones' apology may have not been as clearly and clarified as it could because Miss Info and Miss Jones had issues.
Yeah.
And the management always knew they had issues.
And Miss Info is the Asian lady, right?
Miss Info is the Asian lady.
We're talking the whole country right now. I want to make sure everyone's still
and let
in
me
the
mind
game
you
here.
this. Miss Info, who played herself as a martyr, was on the firing block.
Really?
Before this happened. They were going to fire her the week before. Right? I always said that woman is a human relations nightmare. And the reason why I said was because she would say things behind the scenes. Like, you know how we talk behind the scenes, right? She cussed you out. She called me a fat bitch one day, right? For no reason, right? And then you go to the back, people in the back, and they go, no. I said, yo, you know what? One day, she's one of them people I'll say and do anything to you, and then I'm going to run and tell the management, and then I'm going to use the I'm the little Asian girl card. And that's what she used. But they were in the process of firing her. And then she said, oh, y'all going to fire me? That song came up, and she pimped them for a show and close to probably $250,000 in salary. I mean, and the only reason I'm sure is because I spoke to a lawyer that was her lawyer. And he cleared $70,000 on it. Now, if he cleared $70,000, that means that 10% of that, argument was at least $750,000 for a 2-hour Saturday morning show. They were going to have a problem.
Is her lawyer, by the way, does he negotiate with XM Satellite Radio?
One of the problems with, like I said, is they pitted us all against each other. So it would be what they call compelling radio. They would say, if you have a problem with someone, air it out. Eventually, that situation is going to go bad, or someone is going to go mercenary and go fuck everybody.
It's going to blow up,
and it's going to blow up, and that's actually what happened. So Miss Jones' apology was kind of reserved because she felt like she was apologizing to Miss Info, who Miss Jones actually said, no, keep Miss Info here. They were in the process of firing her. Now, they might want to deny this and say this, but Rick will tell you, and I will. They were building up a fire you portfolio. You know how they bring you in, and they said, remember this, remember this? They were bringing up a fire you portfolio on her. So she actually, it was the first time I seen anybody use the race card that wasn't black. That was the first time I ever seen the race card get reversed.
Well played.
And it was well played. And like I said, when they fired Rick, and I guess somehow justifiably in their mind, he wrote the song. They were going into
Rick shouldn't have been fired because, we've talked on the show, and people couldn't believe this is how it goes down. We have producers all over the place, and they hand in stuff all the time. Then it's up to Ant and I.
No producer runs over to that CD player right there, throws something in, and hits play without us knowing it's going out over the air. That's what it's all about. The fact
So he should have been the safest guy, believe it or not, even though he wrote the song, because, it's not up to him. Well, it's up to him to, give us a bunch of stuff to go to. We say no to stuff all the time. Maybe we should do a whole show on stuff we said no to. I'm serious.
That would be, that would.
Now that we're on
great.
satellite radio, because it would be funny. Yeah. Some of it's really hacky. Some of it's way over the top, and, just an area we just don't feel like getting into, whatever. But over the years, Ant and I have been doing this for 10 years, we've always said no. A producer's not the guy push and play.
Well, there's a different there's a different dynamic to this. Miss Jones, who is the lead host, it's her show, was out on maternity leave. So Rick pretty much had full autonomy of the show, but it was full autonomy through the management.
Oh, I see.
The management. Okay. So it was like, well, what you think, Rick? Because you're genius, brilliant, over the top.
She wasn't there the first time that aired?
She was there when it aired, and she actually said, should we be playing this? And she said she said, should we be playing this? And Rick said, hey, they said it was all right because she was working on an ISDN cable. And she said, and he looked up to the camera and said, she said, should we be playing this? And Rick said, no, they approved it. It's good. She said, well, if they're going with it,
Oh, she did question it, though.
She questioned it.
Right.
Let me say
Did
this.
she sing on the song? Because
She hadn't been in the studio since October.
A lot of people said that she actually sang on
the
the song.
bus because I didn't like. I thought she should have stuck up for you guys, so I was wrong.
Yeah.
I thought that she was a part of it and approved it. I was completely wrong.
No, you were absolutely
Rick is sounding
wrong.
more and more guilty.
You were absolutely wrong about it. And let me say this: Miss Jones wasn't in the studio since October, and did not really return to the studio until May. So she wasn't in the studio. This was. A DJ MB, Tasha Hightower, and myself sung the song. And what happened was Rick looked it up and said, no, I checked it out with lawyers. It's in bad taste. And, man, everybody was under the gun. I just got tenured a contract. DJ MB didn't have a contract. Tasha Hightower is just a production assistant. These are people just trying to feed their family.
Yeah.
And if the radio station says, if your boss says, do this, and it's been cleared by everybody, you do it. You don't question the people that are paying your salary.
That's funny, but real fast, because we did the Sex for Sam thing. That was the third year we did it, and it was approved by lawyers, upper management. It was sponsored, but
well, it did.
They got to keep their jobs for making horrendous decisions. Now that you look back,
they circled the wagons to protect the upper management because they do. Because if you really think about it and you understand completely. What's supposed to happen is the people in charge are supposed to get fired. There's no possible way on earth that somebody that doesn't have control of what goes over the air is supposed to get fired.
Yeah.
Unless you're just making random sweeping comments. I was never warned for that.
Well, there's a dump button anyway if you're making comments. They can always dump out of it. I mean, that's their responsibility. The PD didn't get fired, did they? Or none of those guys did?
No, the PD didn't get fired.
Nobody.
The music director, actually the music director is now an on-air personality on the show. So, I mean, it's unbelievable. And then to make the statement, well, we didn't condone that. And what it does is it shifts everything, responsibility, the blame, and the whole face of the situation to the people you fire. So, yes, I'm responsible for my comments of shooting Asians, but it was taken out of context because it was in context of the way we did our show.
It's like a running gag that you would
it was
do.
a running gag that we
we've
did,
done
and it was
that.
in context. But all everybody heard was you're going to shoot Asians. So I'll apologize to the Asian community because as I said, I've been oblivious to other people's racism that's imposed on them because I catch a lot of it, and all I can see is mine. And I have to say this, man. Sometimes as a black man, all you have is blinders, because you see so much that's hurting you. You don't see outside of that box. And if I did anything wrong, I just didn't see outside of the box, and I didn't stand up and go, yo, this is absolutely wrong, But I was so concerned with me earning money, living in New York, and the fact that I catch racism every day that I missed it and I let it slip. And that's my fault in this, and I apologize for that. But in terms of this whole situation being my fault, Hot 97, Emmis Communications, they are $1 billion company, okay? They threw a punk $1 million at this situation. That ain't even the salary of everybody that was in the room.
By the way, you also forgot not only living in New York, but you forgot your very over-the-top prostitution habit.
We'll get to that. We'll get into that in a little bit. We got to get some funny back in the show. Jesus.
We went a little serious, but I don't have a serious over-the-top prostitution habit. What I do is I like to look at prostitutes. Now, he has an over-the-top prostitution habit. Matter of fact, I don't know how to greet the women Jim are with because he comes in and I want to go, is that your girlfriend or a hooker?
I have no idea.
He starts counting money in front of them, and if they walk over to him, it's like, all right, I can get her number.
We've actually exchanged numbers on hookers.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So, but a couple of things I want to get into because, you got fired and your whole life changed. I mean, we understand that. We had to sit on the sidelines for, 2.5 years?
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that.
Did you have the news people, following you around and camped out outside your house like we had?
My mother's house.
I was chased down the road by someone that wanted a picture of me. Almost like a Lady Di situation where I was on this windy road and the guy would not give up.
I'll do you one better here.
I actually climbed out of the house I was living in Huntington. It was a second-story apartment. The old gag where I tied sheets together and climbed out the back window because I just didn't want to give these fucking assholes a shot at me. They had enough in the press of old shots. Just use those. And then I jumped over my neighbor's fence and left for the day as those idiots sat there in lawn chairs all day with their
big high
telephoto lenses.
Good one.
Thank you.
You know what I think the most irresponsible people that were involved in this whole incident?
The Asians.
No, internet bloggers.
You get the death threats.
Internet
and all
bloggers
that?
are so irresponsible, and the reason why I say this is because for some reason everybody believes everything over the internet is legitimate. So there was a website called hiphopmusic.com. Mind you, this asshole, if I ever see him, I will physically whoop his ass, and I will suffer whatever ramification.
Dude, there's some heavy-duty reporters that work for the Post and the Daily News. If I ever see them on the street, I will spit in their face.
Yes!
No problem.
Yes!
And probably go further, because the thing that really bothered me, whatever, say what you want about me, Anthony, the people involved with the show, Jimmy, the people involved with the show, whatever. But then they dragged our families in and said,
Our mothers must be animals.
Yeah, they wanted to like tar and feather. I want to get the exact quote, but some like tar and feather my parents and throw them in the East River for what I did. And they must be animals for having someone like me. That's when I'm like, all right, now we're going to play, because I will see them, and there will be a problem.
Oh, yeah. They posted, this website actually posted all my personal information on their website.
Right.
They posted my name, my home number, my address. I had people running by my house, screaming. I'm sitting one night, I'm so afraid. I got a 130-pound Rottweiler. I'm sitting on the couch with my pistol, my Rottweiler. Somebody went past. You racist! I jumped up, scared me so bad, I shot the gun, almost killed my dog. Bullet went through the floor because I'm so nervous because this irresponsible jackass named Jay Smooth, who runs this website.
Jay Smooth?
Yes.
That's his real name?
Jay Smooth. Wait a minute, I'm going to give you one better. He's a white guy running that hip-hop website calling me a racist.
Jay Smooth?
Jay Smooth.
Sounds like a douche.
A hip-hop white guy that every day his website.
What's the website?
It's called hiphopmusic.com. He single-handedly, his website took MS Communications down because what he did was he linked everybody to the sponsors, to the Asian watchdog communities. Let me say this. This is how oblivious I am to things. There are at least 5 or 6 Asian watchdog organizations that I have no idea about because I never knew that Asians had so much stuff imposed on them that they had to have watchdogs.
They don't. The problem is that the pictures of all the members look exactly alike, so it looks like you can't tell that there's 5 different groups.
It's like
I feel sorry for your mother.
Yeah, and you know what? I had that. I had people calling me, so you want to shoot Asians. So all my information. So, of course, my fiance is totally uncomfortable. So that sends her straight back to Ohio. The problems that I surmounted, and then as a comic, do you know how hard it is to walk on stage at a comedy club, and Jim will tell you, I walk on stage and there's a room full of Asians in the comedy cellar, and they go, "It's Todd Lynn," and some jackass, Big J, stupid idiot, goes, "You might know him from Hot 97." The station where they talk about Asians. So I'm looking, I got whole Asians looking at me like I'm ready for stars and nunchucks to just start popping out,
I walked into the cellar one night. I see him on stage. Because Todd, let's be honest. I mean, in the community, he's known as a bit abrasive. Comedians know him as abrasive. He's known as being a bit verbose, and he can be pretty much a dick to people and be mean-spirited, and he's not very apologetic. And I walk in one night, and I peek in the cellar, and I see him going. So I'm sorry to the Asian community. I'm like, Jesus, this has really fucked him up. Because it was very out of character. To see him apologizing, and it wasn't like a groveling thing to the audience. It was more just a general, like, look, this whole thing has gotten completely out of hand. Getting threats from Asian gangs, So it just got ugly.
No, I mean, I will admit, I am. Jesus,
did you fart, you mother?
Yeah, and the bad part is not he's using deodorant to cover the fart.
No, I actually just like the sound.
Not airspray, but deodorant.
Just in case. I'm
I'm a comic. I'm a little abrasive. I got a big frustration with this entertainment business as a whole, especially the way it's going now. Mm-hmm. It's becoming like a cesspool of complete mediocrity. Everybody wants to be famous for the slightest thing. What'd you do? I shit it on the sidewalk. I think I need a reality show. You know,
Jim, what did you do? I painted my chest to look like a sidewalk.
Yeah. Yeah, I shitted on Jim as he was disguised as pavement. You know, yeah. So now we're doing the show, Defecation Man and Sidewalk Boy.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's like, so I don't, and it's not just that. There's so many hack comics that sit in your face and talk to you like they're not a hack comedian, you know, and hold conversations with you, and you like, get away from me, you stink. Just nobody won't tell you stink. It's like some unwritten rule not to tell a guy he stinks.
the guy that sucks.
Yeah, that he doesn't stink, and then, you know, he's stinking, and then nobody says it, and then I can't take it, and I say it, so I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
So, you know, well, let me say this. They always kill the messenger. You do not want to be the fucking messenger. When the messenger brings the message, he gets killed. It's just that simple. And, Jim, you know what I'm talking about. There's several comics that work with us at the Comedy Cellar that we all, when they're not in the vicinity of us, we go, what the fuck? You know, and then when they walk...
I don't know. I like everybody at the Cellar. I just think
Yeah.
so many of them are
brother.
trying hard, and they work hard.
Let me tell you something.
Tony.
Jim
Terrific.
is the main fucking one. Did you hear the shit he said about me at his fucking roast? He's the main one. I mean, it's like, it's not, you know, it's like, so it's not even being...
I didn't bash you at my roast. I just teased everybody. I was cute.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're not
Sometimes
cute.
he just gets nervous. Sometimes I get
You know what?
really
Jim is
I lash out.
Jim is actually an unassuming asshole because you look at him physically and you go, oh, he wouldn't hurt nobody. Some bitch
Then he
is
just
a serial
unloads on
comedy
you.
killer.
Well, we want to play the Tsunami song for the rest of the country.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Thank you.
We played this like 10 times.
Oh,
Yeah, per
we
show. We fucking love
we
it.
really got a kick out of the Tsunami song.
Did y'all catch my solo on there?
We got a kick out of it just on so many different levels.
Yeah, the
We
whole
worked
Rick
with
involvement and over the top, and we knew he was over the top.
And it's so weird, like, believe it or not, Ant and I, in a way, have learned our lesson. We want to keep our jobs. We love doing this. And it's like, and it's like, so we'll be edgy in other ways and stuff, but we kind of understand the rules a little better.
So to see someone else just tripping over their own dick.
But then I'm thinking, Rick was involved in our situation, and then the first chance he got, he went right for it.
Yeah.
Eventually, Ant and I will probably go for it again. That's probably going to happen. But the first chance Rick had, bam, here's the song.
And people don't know that Rick's first job in radio is he was the producer for Orson Welles. A lot of people don't realize that.
You ought to be slapped for that one. Thank you.
I got to defend myself. It may not have been a particular gem.
Oh, a bad joke right out of your head.
Yeah, it was so far from
So,
the
I'll take it.
you know, we probably should have played the song first, so maybe you want to listen to this segment backwards. Here's
right.
the song that got Todd Lynn in trouble.
Yeah.
See, if we would have played this song, then he explains the whole situation. I think that would have made for some good radio
That's
today.
good. Now everyone will be up to date. They'll remember this.
Yeah,
when
now they'll remember the song instead of my
course.
explanation of what the fuck happened on the song.
So basically, maybe people are just tuning in now. Here's the song that got Todd Lynn in trouble, and then he explains this whole thing if you rewind like 30 minutes.
There you go. They could do that.
They could do that now.
That it was completely approved by the management of Hot 97 and MS Communications.
And approved now by the Opie and Anthony Show.
And we support what it said.
I haven't heard this song since I got fired.
Oh, it's a gem.
We
just as good as you remember it, I'm sure.
It's in my iPod.
We couldn't get enough of it because it is really hacky. It's really hacky.
Well, over the top road.
Over the top,
We
Rick.
will be stopping just to comment as we go here, okay?
Of course we will.
'Cause that's what we do well
Of course
here.
we will.
Stop.
I'm sure Rick was so proud of this, too. Presenting it just, guys, here it is.
You know what the funny thing? He actually jumped up and said, "We're going to get national press."
Oh, yeah,
He
you
did
are.
not say that.
I swear to God he said it, and I went, and you know what? I was the only one going, this shit is about to be fucked up. I actually threw up when the Asians start calling into the station.
Oh, man.
I did. I actually
know
did.
that feeling.
I know, they're
Yep.
boring. They call, they have nothing to say. Oh, wrong.
Right after we took that call from St. Pat's, I looked at Ant. We knew it was over. We're like, oh, crap. Because we lived this in Boston. We did,
I didn't know it
something
was
that
over.
people have forgotten about,
Yeah.
thank God, because of our sexual
You know, it's
sex.
funny. You know when there's a point when you go, this is completely fucked up.
Out of
you know,
control.
you know, there's that point when you go, it's bad. It's bad. it's bad. Then it goes from bad to completely
And no matter what
fucked up.
management is the line of bullshit they're laying you, you're going, I'm so fired. I am so fucking fired.
Can I say right now, do you know how many people would love to firebomb this room and really just clean up radio?
Yeah, exactly.
The New York Radio message board would love to just drop poison into
I don't
right
even
now.
think, you know, the amazing thing is, this is what the audience asked for. They want authentic radio, authentic conversation, or what people really dealing with, and then when you give them that, then all of a sudden it's well, that's too much.
What are you giving us? Hey, knock
You
it
know,
off.
It's like a hooker saying, "In my butt? Are you serious? Or I paid you for that?"
Yeah, and it's like, well, that's all you have is a butt. What am I going to do? Put it in your cock?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. No, the girls. That's not. The girls hate that. I mean, the girls hate that.
Jesus.
They're awful.
Todd made a pretty good comment there, by the way. We've only touched on this a little bit, but Rick jumping up saying we're going to get national attention.
Oh, yeah.
Rick was always about, getting media attention for himself.
Not quite a behind-the-scenes producer,
No.
Rick. He loved
Yeah.
being right there in the limelight. If there was a news crew that came down to interview or the Opie and Anthony show,
all of a sudden he's in the background, like, playing with carts and stuff.
doing
like,
stuff that he's never done, and
Yeah.
he'd have to talk to the guy and get on the air. If we were talking about a subject, he'd come running in, get on mic, and start talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I think
get
that
me
every
wrong. I like
behind-the-scene
Rick.
person kind of wants to be in the front of it, especially when they see what happens for the people that are in front of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you probably, Jim, you work here. You probably got hookers probably want to try you out now for free. Let me give Jim Norton. He'll advertise for me.
Yeah.
Well, Lee, that's a gig. Well, New York Confidential actually did that, but that's a gig I'm looking for. I'm praying. Any of you whores that want to give me a little free plugs on the Opie and Anthony program, pay all the whores.
Here we go.
Yellow treats at AOL.
Back to the song. We've only done 20 seconds so far.
Opie!
Haunting.
You know about the kids. There was a time
Jesus.
when the sun was shining bright.
This song is the bane of my existence.
To the beach to catch me a tan. Then the next thing I knew,
There he is, Rick.
a wave 20 feet high came and washed your whole country away.
And enters Todd Lynn. And all at once,
Nice.
you could hear the screaming change.
Oh,
and the
that's a stop point, Opie.
Say from the wave.
You got a really nice singing voice.
Yeah, not bad.
It's
Look
a
at
horrible
that.
aspect. My first CD went double wood.
I like the inflection you put on chinks.
Yeah, you really stretched it out into an 8-syllable word, just in case anybody missed it driving by. Chinks. Wow.
You know what? I did not even realize that I said that.
Really?
That I actually sung that. Later on, I actually was at Hot 97 and there was no real structure to the writing or the production. Like, y'all got a damn system up here. They didn't have one. So we just went in and we produced stuff, and then the managers would say, okay, we like that, play that. So you don't even think about it because we were going in doing so much stuff.
Yeah.
And because they said that was fine, you don't even realize it. And man, you make decisions in life and you look back on them like you said you want to keep your
now
job.
it's so obvious.
Yeah, didn't you listen to that and you say, what the fuck? No wonder I'm fired. Because you don't think about it right
Chink
then
is
and there.
probably one of the worst, racial slurs for Asians. Like, that one's really bad. That and probably gook.
Well, is there any way to rewind
But that's
like 15 seconds?
That's like a bad one, man.
Because this is it's actually kind of subtle. Like, listen to it. It's actually kind of subtle.
You are so nasty.
You're really an
Jimmy.
asshole. And all at once, you could hear the screaming chains, and no one was safe from the wave.
There were Africans drowning. Little Chinamen swept away. You could hear God laughing, swim, you bitches, swim.
Oh, talk about over the top. God is laughing. Swim, you bitches, swim.
And you know what? He looked at us and said, come on, let's do this. Yeah, that face.
That dumb smile. He nods. And goes,
and he nods. He looks at us and says, come on, goddammit, it took me 2 days to write this song. I was like, He actually, the one reason why everybody recorded it, because when they it was on a Friday, And everybody was ready to go home. And Rick says, I got a song, we need to record after the show. Everybody like, fuck, So we walk in and we don't see it, and he hands it to us, and everybody looks at us and at the same time goes, oh, hell no. I ain't doing this. We going to get fired for this shit.
Yeah.
And we all joking at the time like we going to get fired. Fuck this. And then Rick says, shut up, you pussies. I checked it out with some lawyers. It's in bad taste, but, it doesn't violate any FCC regulations. And then, one person in the room said, well, fuck it. If we don't do it, they'll hire somebody to do it. And as I said, everybody was trying to keep their jobs and feed their families. And next thing you know, you record a song like this, and I'm listening to it now, and I'm saying to myself, what the fuck was I thinking?
What the hell were you thinking?
Yeah, and you know what? I can tell you this as a 37-year-old man. I'm never going to say, what the fuck was I thinking again, okay? Everything will be thought about in fucking advance, all right?
Rick has the judgment of Napoleon in January. Just fucking plow right ahead with your pompadour hair.
I have a good idea.
Oh, he was feeling it too, man.
Yeah.
When he pops into the song, he's feeling it.
Was he holding his headphones like they do in the video?
Yes, he was. He was. Wait a minute. Let me make you laugh. This is what really made it bad. They were actually going to record a video.
Videotape it.
A videotape.
That would have been great.
A videotape, which would have really indicted us for the rest of our fucking lives.
Of course.
A videotape of us sitting around like, Bob Geldof and all those other guys that put the original song together going, say from the wave, waving that hand.
And Rick's got his hand on the headphone. He's singing up into the microphone with his eyes closed.
Yeah. Swim, you bitches, swim.
Swim.
Yeah, when he went into his fucking...
I backed it up because I love that part of the song.
Great.
Africans drowning.
Little Chinaman swept away. You could hear God laughing. Swim, you bitches, swim. So now you're screwed. It's the tsunami. You better run or kiss your ass away. Go find your mommy. I just saw her flow by. A tree went through her hand. And now your children will be sold child slavery.
That's the one that got us fucked. Child slavery.
Yeah, that was another bad one.
Especially the way Rick sang it like fucking Bob Seger. Child slavery.
You know what actually started scaring me when they were talking about the Attorney General investigating me for acts of what is it, federal hate crime?
Oh,
I was sitting in the house going, I ain't got no money for this shit.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I don't have a lawyer for a federal hate. I don't even know how to explain.
That popped up with us as well.
How do you defend against a federal hate crime?
Yeah, how do you, and you sitting there looking like the person they should hate.
Right.
Going, but the police stopped me the other day. That's how I couldn't even get shit out. I mean, so it was just every aspect of this thing. It really impacted my life, and I guess one reason why I'm talking about it is because I want people to know, man, I'm not racist. I'm a comedian. I might be a bit of an asshole sometimes, but I'm not even close to racist. And this whole incident wasn't my idea, wasn't my fault. I participated because that's where I worked, and that's what my bosses said to do. It's almost like a soldier going over to the army.
Do your job.
You start blowing shit up. You can't go, hey, you can't kill that guy.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Yeah. Why'd you blow up that?
You sent me here to do this.
Yeah, you sent me here to do this. So, I mean, it becomes, I'm a soldier in a fight, and then you fault the soldier.
Yep.
And none of the generals take any heat. Nobody,
we know how it works.
No doubt.
Nobody gets court-martialed in the upper echelon.
Although we fragged a couple of lieutenants with our fucking little
That's
shenanigans.
right.
Yeah. We fragged a couple of our upper echelon.
Well, you should have.
Hey, thanks, Rick.
You know what? You actually should have fragged some of them because, let me tell you, they deserve it. Because my issue with corporate America is somebody on the upper level needs to get their money snatched out of their fucking pocket. They need to get, they need to look at their house note and go, how the fuck I'm going to pay it? Their car, they need to be looking out the window to see if the tow truck is pulling up to their fucking car.
And you lost other gigs because of this, right?
Man,
you had side work that was...
Let me tell you something. Everything I've ever done in this business was based on my comedic ability to either write or be funny. I've had a few development deals. I had Comedy Fest backed out of me being in the Comedy Fest. I was in talks with Buena Vista to do a talk show. That went out the fucking window.
Yeah.
I mean, you start losing things.
Didn't you lose? You got dropped for that big duck sauce campaign.
Well, while you said that, I was doing voiceovers for Budweiser for their commercials.
Really?
One on-air jock. This tells you how the media feeds on the media. And I'll say her name, Wendy Williams.
Yeah.
Actually went on air. The commercial played with me on the commercial. She said, "Stop that right there. Is that Todd Lynn? He
Get
has a
outta
job
here."
already." Budweiser pulled all their fucking advertisements. So now I'm in goddamn it voiceover, fucking purgatory.
That's terrific.
That's
terrific. Did Wendy Williams, when a rapper comes in, does she say, wait, why is he in here? Because he was once accused of shooting somebody? Or, you know what I mean? It's amazing the double standard with musicians. They've never held it against the musician for being involved in murders.
Nope.
So why against the comedian for being involved
I
in something
think
like
I'll tell you one of the reasons why I think comedians are so susceptible to shit is because people look at us like we're irresponsible. And if you really look at a lot of comics, and I can speak for a lot of them, they're intelligent people, college educated. I got a master's degree in education. I'm not some guy that just randomly was walking down the street and decided, I was at the fucking picnic and somebody said I was funny. Yeah, I actually did.
I dropped out of high school.
Me too. And you a smart fucking guy.
And I just got scared.
Yeah. Well, you probably did because,
Well, let's play more of the song.
Oh.
Jesus.
So now you're screwed. It's a tsunami. You better run and kiss your ass away. Go find your mommy.
Uh-oh.
I just saw her float by. A tree right through her head. And now your children will be sold in child slavery. So now you're screwed. So now you're screwed. It's a tsunami. It's a tsunami. You better run and kiss your ass away. Go find your mommy. Can't find my mommy. I saw her float by.
This is fucking painful.
A tree went through her head. And now the children will be sold in child slavery.
Please not the kids. I'll pay for all the kids, the little Indonesian kids, the little Asian kids, the Chinese kids, the black, well, not the black kids, but the white kids, the Puerto Rican kids. I love them all. I'll pay for everything. I promise. I won't touch them. Bubbles, come on, let's get these kids. I love the kids. Let's save the world. Let's please save the world. Please help us out. Tsunami, we're coming to help you. All you kids, we love you.
You're fired. You're fired.
Oh man!
That goddamn song right there. Let me tell you, if I could do that all over again, if I could go back in time, I would fucking body slam Rick on his face. And I just. Man, it was losing the things outside of the radio station that really affected me. And that's why I asked to resign. I said, allow me to apologize and resign.
Do some of your own damage control.
Yeah, let me do some damage control. But the company actually told me, no, we're not firing anyone, so you don't have to resign. And then they called and actually said, well, we're doing an official investigation. What the fuck do you got to investigate? You know what happened. You approved the shit.
Yep.
And then the lawyers called me. This was the best part. The lawyers actually called me and said, we're Emmons' lawyers, not yours. At that point, my mind went, I'm fucking being deposed here. They're trying to lock me into a statement, and I knew this, but you know how something is right in front of your fucking face and you don't recognize it?
Like the words to that song.
Yeah, the words of that fucking song. The second goddamn mistake. It's like, they say when you kill somebody, you make at least 22 fucking mistakes. Well, I made 322 fucking mistakes in killing my goddamn job.
I mean, not to be devil's advocate, but that is a toe tapper.
It really is. We were singing it for weeks.
A little off, but, when Rick starts belting out a tune,
it's a tsunami.
Tree right through her head. Oh.
We love the internal investigations, by the way.
Oh, that one kills me. What did you do?
Yeah. Who said what? They sit in the room. And, all right, so then, remember now, what was said after that and who was in the room and what?
You know what? I forgot all about that until you just mentioned it.
There was a whole deposition that was done.
When I just brought that up, I'm talking about our Boston mess up. Where they're like, they're doing an internal investigation. We said the mayor of Boston died in a fiery car crash for April Fools, and we lost our jobs the first time. And
more fun.
And the GM at the time brings us to a hotel and wants to get all the info about the event.
Yeah, she was this woman that was in charge of the investigation.
And the famous line. That's what I'm
she
getting
looks at us and she goes, well, we just want to get information on exactly what happens. And, then and she goes, so we could get you guys back on the air.
So let's get this over with.
Let's get you guys back on the air.
I'll give you one better. The first question they asked me was, did Barry Mayo know about this song? So they were immediately locking me into a statement about the general manager, who absolutely knew about the song. They didn't ask me what I said, why I said it.
And you said yes?
Huh? And I said, of course he did. He runs the station.
Yeah.
They asked me, the first thing they asked me, their first line of questioning was, how much did the upper management know? Like as if to imply that was the spin they were going to use, like this slipped by us.
Yeah.
This didn't slip by you. You knew it because Rick was the liaison to them because Miss Jones was out on maternity leave. So she didn't run the show or devise the thing. Her actual comments with the song were, and Rick, this is where you should fucking apologize to Miss Jones. And I say this because she only followed in the line of the people that she worked for. Because she said her actual comments were, should we be playing this? Rick said they approved it. She said, well, if they approved it, she said, if they like it, I love it. Boom. And that was the end of it. And no, she did not sing on the song, but everybody else fucking did.
But getting back, I forgot after the Sex or Sam thing that we all had to go to that big office at the Viacom headquarters one by one. They separated all of it. I forgot all about that until right now. We were questioned
like it was like, goddamn, it was a murder case.
It was an interrogation.
Like a murder case.
And then they took all our computers away. They locked our office.
Oh, shit, a CSI investigation.
Oh, it was crazy. They're picking up fucking eyelashes with tweezers.
Dude, I had a guy at Viacom at the time that I was friends with, whatever. He comes and is like, I'm sorry I have to do this to you, man. Because I'm sitting there, I guess it was before we got fired.
Yep.
And takes my computer away. I'm like, what are you doing?
Then you have to explain all those emails between you and Pete Townsend.
And then, Jim, you really ain't shit, are you?
And dude, then they changed the locks on our office. Pretty much had police tape up, and that office, no one except for management went in for about 9 months, and then they finally let us get our personal shit. And when we got in there, it was destroyed.
That's what happened.
So they really did the Gil Grissom fucking CSI investigation.
Was, an investigation.
And I forgot.
And it was, again, to protect everyone upstairs.
Dude, I walked around in the days after, we got fired or whatever, or before we got fired with this whole thing. I forgot that we sat with those guys.
Yep.
Holy crap.
That's because they're going to protect their multi-million-dollar salaries and fuck yours.
That's it.
That's all they're doing. They're protecting their multi-million-dollar salaries.
Yep.
And you get caught in the corporate crossfire, I guarantee you, your ass is going to be in the middle of all hell.
It's an ugly situation.
We understand
that.
It's not
fun to be in, and boy, do you live and learn, don't you?
Yes, you do. And I did learn a lot from this.
All right.
And boy, they'll be learning at Rick's new station out there in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, when he makes the new fucking song.
And he'll do it.
Oh, yeah,
I love the guy. He will do it. He'll come up with another one of those songs.
Todd, we got 20 seconds.
Oh, where are you going to be?
You can end the show. Any plugs, anything else you want to say?
Hey, just come check me out. I'm always at the Comedy Cellar. I'm at Stand Up New York tonight at 8 o'clock. I'm Todd Lim, funny guy.
Hire me.
Hire me. Get my ass back into something.
He deserves another chance. He is a very funny guy. It's Todd Lynn, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.
And I also wanted to mention
Shut up.
that I'm going to...
The Anthony Show.